Ladies and gentlemen, we build on topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain, but unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast.
What's good? Welcome back. Killah Priest podcast in effect right now. What's going on?
Word.
That intro was off the hook, yo.
You like that?
Yeah, that intro was off the hook. When you did that?
Oh, I did that on the first Sophia Stewart
I remember that joint.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Y'all saw the movie?
Nah, man. I'm seeing it tonight, though, for sure.
We're going to get into that.
I seen it.
Yo.
Go, Priest.
Welcome to another episode of Killah Priest podcast. I am your host from Satellite Dish, Killah Priest. I ain't she. You know what I mean? I'm on the low right now because I got some funny sniffles going on. You know, I don't know what it is. And you know, controlling the rocket is no other than a Dizzle.
What up? What's good? Welcome back. It's gonna be a good show. Let's go.
Special episode right now. You know what I mean? Man, Kepera. Yo, he got the rock. Yo, you got the wheel. You controlling the wheel right now.
And you know I be dipping sometimes, Lo. You know what I'm saying? We move in and out of traffic sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to the greatest pod craft, the craftsmen and the rocketeers. And I want to shout out to our new moderator, Voltage, and Coach Kadaka in the building. Coach Kadaka keeping it live. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Viva Satellite Dish. Mm-hmm. Today we got a very, very deep fire show. And I'm glad this brother came, man, because I've been having like some trouble with the sniffles. This is just recently. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? Well, they got me in the bug. But this brother, super deep, super deep. And he knows his herbs. He's doctor. I call him the doctor. I call him the doctor, the herbalist, holistic vibes. You know what I'm saying? All of that in one. Man, EnQi.
Dr. EnQi.
Yeah, yo. EnQi is in the building. Yep, just say it like that.
I appreciate that. That's a powerful woman from legend.
Word up.
Hey, it's true though. It's true, man. I wouldn't say that if I didn't think you knew your joints, but you know your joints. A lot of stuff you said, I took. And it was like, oh shoot, that's right. What's good?
Everything, man. Everything. It's you know, it's wintertime, you know. So right now we just entered into the space where, you know, technically all of the gods get weak because the sun disappears for a few days. So, you know, right now we got 22nd, 23rd, 24th, you know, that whole little space where the sun is at its lowest. So we're getting our least amount of energy from the sun right now. So, you know, it's a time when we all dip into if it's not the sniffles, it's a little higher level of anxiety than usual, or a little bit of depression sneak in. And a lot of times it's covered up by the festivities. And, you know, right about now, everybody is drinking and smoking and popping pills and bottles. And, you know, they're going they're doing so many other things that they're not really noticing the natural process. You know what I'm saying? So right now, a lot of people are they're talking about vitamin D and they promoting vitamin D. But they don't really realize, even the people that's ODing on vitamin D, they probably still not taking enough.
Yo, you could OD on vitamin D3?
I don't mean like actually ODing on it.
Okay.
You got a lot of people that's like, because we have the misconception of the 400 IUs a day. So a lot of people think that you know, black folks supposed to have 400 IUs of vitamin D. In an emergency situation, they'll bump it up to like 1,000 or 5,000 and be like, yeah, you know, I'm going in. And it's not really going in. You know what I'm saying? People that's going in, they might be doing like 20, 30, 40,000 a day. IU, you know, vitamin D. Now, the one good thing about vitamin D is you only need to really overdo it, like overload your body in short spurts, because it stays in the fat of your body. You know, all vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K, like those are fat soluble vitamins. So your body stores them for a little while. So you can do like 5, 10, 20,000 of vitamin D for maybe, you know, 5 days a week or so, and then cycle off, you know, and make sure everything else is, the background is crazy. Not bad. But, you know, so that's the thing though. You need extra. You need some for the fact that the sun is missing. And then you need, because we in the situation that we're in right now with the dig floating around, you know, you need some extra. And so you gotta have the bare minimum level of vitamin D so that all of the daily functions that depend on vitamin D are there. But then you also have to have more to compensate for the stress that's being put on the immune system. And then, you know, as your body deals with, you know, struggles on the inside, we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
You have a faster turnover of cells.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Is that just sitting here listening to what you're saying, it got me thinking real fast, because I was charging up some batteries the last couple of days, right? On this solar panel that I got. And then
it's slower.
It's way, hey yo, compared to like, I watch the days, like some days, yo, I can just hit the power button to check how much power that I have, and it'll be full in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Now, yo, it's only going over 1 notch. It's 4 notches. It's only going over 1. So it's only 2 notches the whole day. And I'm like, dang, why is it? But when you just said what you just said, that we not getting that much solar power right now because the sun is at its lower point before it rebirths itself again.
Yep.
I was like, oh yeah, that's true in living. That's why, you know what I'm saying? And it working in every aspect, is decharging us where we're not charged to our full maximum capacity.
Facts.
And it's not even charging nothing, batteries, anything right now. We're really at our like you said, our lowest point of the year. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that hit, because those of us up in cold climates, you know, first of all, you know, we don't belong in the cold climates, but this is where we at. So, you know, you don't move around as much in the cold. So that's another thing that hits your body. You got less movement. You don't have the sun kicking in. And then, you know, a lot of us, we develop nightlife. So now our circadian rhythms is not allowing that your body has a set of
sequence.
Your body has an invisible group of surgeons. Let's put it that way. Your body has an invisible group of surgeons that perform surgery on your body every single night if everything is the way it's supposed to be.
Wow.
And the process is under the title of autophagy, if you want to look up the process and get deeper into it. But that's how your body repairs all of the systems at night. All of the tissues that's damaged from your day-to-day wear and tear, your body isolates little portions while you sleep and gets them brand new. If everything is there, the nutrition, the sleep, and all them other things.
Yeah.
And in these time periods like this, when we're going through such a fast turnover of cells in our body, little things like not sleeping at night, and I'm super guilty of, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like me saying things that I don't fall, you know, I still, you know, I raised 5 children by myself. So every single night I have to be the last person to go to sleep, and I got to be the first person to wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So it's we got to compensate for the areas that we come short in, but you don't get that nighttime repair. It's like we carrying, you know, a lot of dead cells over
To
into the next day.
Yeah.
And the current, like I don't want to say the most cutting edge, but in terms of Harvard and those guys, that is probably the biggest barrier to expanding the lifespan. And I'm talking about adding 20, 30, 40 years on. They call them senescent, cells, or zombie cells even, what I'm saying? They just kind of floating around in the body, taking up space, but they don't do nothing. They should have been replaced and got, they should have been gotten up out of there but they just floating around. So, we got to get our sleep. We got to get, just basic, like right now is batten down the hatches time. Like you got to do them little, make sure you're doing those things. Make sure you get in the water. Make sure you're getting the vitamin D. Make sure you're getting, so, I did a couple of cheat codes for people. We came out with bitters, and our bitters like legendary right now, the strongest bitters on the market.
Wow.
What I did was I wanted to accomplish a couple of goals. A lot of people running around and they just making such a killing with putting Dr. Sebi name on anything.
Wow. Yeah.
So
for real.
And it's and some of the people that know what they're doing, it's cool because they're giving you quality products, but they still don't have to be that expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got a lot of hate because when I made my bitters has almost 30. My bitters have almost 30 of Dr. Sebi's herbs in it. So when you get them bitters, you know what I'm saying? Like you get all that. Peace to the God.
Peace.
And then we took it to another level and we created a unique type of sea moss gel that's different than everybody else's. And it also features them same herbs and a high level of vitamin D and a few other key features that's not in any type of other sea moss gel. So that made a lot of people uptight, but just trying to make it easier. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can give you a bottle of something for $30, $40 that has 27 of Dr. Sebi's herbs in there, why would you spend $50 on one bottle and have to wait till it come a month? Like it just none of that makes sense. It just makes, for the masses of the people in a pandemic type of situation. Like if we trying to heal the people, we got to make it affordable and easy for everybody to get and consume. You know what I'm saying? So, we've been able to do some good work in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That way.
Okay. Other than the sun, where else could we find this vitamin D that you?
Well, in the sea moss, what I do is because it's a vegan vitamin D3. So the whole vitamin D game is crazy because you got vitamin D1, D2, D3. I think they up to like D6 or something like that. But some of them is not really popularly known, just doctors and scientists, but up to D3 on commercial use. And they sell D2 also as vegan vitamin D, but that's from fermented like alfalfa, like the rock, like they so you don't want that D2 shit. What we use is lichen. Lichen is it's an algae. It's a type of algae, and it's it concentrates vitamin D3, and because it's a type of algae, I'm able to turn it into gel. So once I figured out how to turn the lichen into gel, then it was only a matter of time before I started to blend the lichen with the actual Chondrus crispus and make a different type of gel. And then even that right there created a lot of hate. So it's a lot of negative energy out there just because of jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the only one that ever went into the ocean to get the sea moss for real.
Wow.
Like when these guys are telling you this and that, I actually went into when you get my sea moss gel, I got it from the ocean.
Wow.
It's not, I didn't get it from a nigga who got it from a nigga who got it from a nigga who got it from a nigga. I am the plug.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? The ocean is my
plug. For that, AD. Word.
Yeah.
So
Get the bombs right there. You gotta turn it on first. on the side, there's a guy on the bottom.
Hey, the
you
bomb
went
is
in the
that
ocean.
background.
Yeah. You went in the ocean to get. Man.
Yeah. Me and my babies. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the team that took me out there because you know, I had to have bros to take me out there and put me on. I got a whole documentary I'm gonna drop on it with the bros breaking it down and
Okay.
It's
you actually. So what off of what Pacific coastline did you go off of?
Well, here's the thing: you can only get Chondrus crispus up near Ireland.
Ooh.
Wow.
So the Caribbean sea moss is good too. It's very nutritious. Oh, there's a lot of different nutritious algae that's very good.
Right.
But the Chondrus crispus is a cold water algae. Chondrus crispus and Bladderwrack, those are both cold water algae. They don't grow in the hot Caribbean climates. They only grow up north. So that's where the saying Irish moss come from, and that's why you have
that's what was asking.
Irish moss, and then you got sea moss. The sea moss is more like your cotton eye, or your guso, or your gracilaria. Those are the type of algae that right there that you got, I think, is cotton or guso. Yeah.
Casa guso. Yeah, the dread sent me this. The dread.
Yeah. Hey, listen, they listen. The dreads. A lot of people jumping off the top rope with the sea moss shit. Like I try to explain to them, like, yo, the sea moss. Anytime you mention it, you got to give props to Sabi because he made it worldwide. But before Sabi, it was the dreads that really made it. Like every health food spot.
Yes.
Right. And they was coming in America. However, you know, niggas ain't had paperwork and niggas was, you know, like, but they was putting it on the line. If you think back, they was putting it on the line, and then they was putting health food stores in the hood. Like, I'm not even sure people really looked back and was like, yo, because I'm not even sure niggas really knew what they had to do to get the bread up to get them health food joints like that. You know what I'm saying? So they was really putting it on the line, laying it down to put health food stores in the hood. Like, people don't really think about that. And these are nameless dreads. That's their name, dread. You know,
right.
Dread.
Yeah.
That's you know, so you know,
that's true indeed.
Give props, you know, just give props back to the OGs.
Yeah, that's true indeed. Yep. A lot of stores, they always had health stores in there and CMOS.
Listen, we dealing with mass psychosis right now. Do you know when I start asking people questions, like I swear to you, this is the craziest shit ever. But I was asking people, like, do you think that the world was black and white? And a lot of people said, well, you know, up until like the 1900s, I'm cracking up. I'm like, wait a minute. So because we didn't have color cameras, you niggas thought that the world was actually black and white. I said, nigga, the world has never been black and white because we had black and white photos and black and white TV. Nigga, the actual world was in color. I said, the way the TV shit could brainwash niggas is so like we just living in an era of mass psychosis right now.
Hey, that's right. How you put that, Joe, the black and white TV. Damn.
That's real.
That there was a time period where niggas was living in a world that was black and white, like Leave It to Beaver type shit. Like it was black. I'm like, no, nigga, they ain't never been black and white. Always been color.
Always.
Right, exactly. Psychosis in there, man.
Damn.
So, right, exactly.
It's more rampant right now than it's ever been.
Tell us a little bit more about your,
we forgot our value systems.
Wow.
So going back to like the dreads and the rosters, like they was out there wilding, doing what, you know, ain't nothing new going on in the street, but like it was a turnaround. You know what I'm saying? It was to build the family structure, the man, woman, and child. It was to support the community at the end of the day. Like I said, they was putting health food stores and laundry mat. You know, the old school, like it's a different energy mentally right now. People are just, you know, it's Sodom and Gomorrah out there in them streets.
Yeah, it's true. So tell us a little bit more about your this concoction you put together.
Oh, the sea moss gel.
Yeah.
So I had an opportunity, and thanks to Jay and Rod, shout out to Jay and Rod, but I had an opportunity to really moss. And when I was out in the ocean, all right, so I got to tell this little part of the story. When we was in the truck going to the ocean, my guy had like a little real. I mean, it looks so good. Like you wanted to just grab this little algae off of his dash in the car and just bite it, like eat it.
Right.
So when we're in the ocean, I wanted to have me a little souvenir piece. So when we was out there, I grabbed the piece and put it inside my because you got to have special clothes when you go in the water. So I throw it on the inside. I got a white t-shirt on up under there. I got a blue stain, a big blue stain all over my white t-shirt from it. So that started my mind running. And once I started going deeper into what that was, I'm like, wait a minute. This is a red algae. Where all this blue pigment came from? You know what I'm saying? So then I started getting into the process of understanding, you know, the layers, how pigments are layered in algae. And for the people that's listening that don't know, sea moss is not really moss. So all sea mosses that's nutritional are actually algae. They just called sea moss back in the days because they grew on the rocks, just like the moss grows on trees and all that. So they just kind of just called it moss and it stuck, you know what I'm saying? But it's actually different algae. And so they're classified by their color.
Wow.
And the color classification tells you the concentration of the pigments that's present. The concentration of the pigments that's present tells you what type of light they absorb, what type of light they receive. That tells you what type of nutrition and what type of, you know, how they're going to build themselves out on the inside and what type of nutrition to expect from them. So I started to try to figure out, like, how could I keep everything intact? Because up until this point, it's a lot of goofy niggas that, because of people didn't know, they done flipped the game around backwards and had people thinking that the highest quality of sea moss is yellow to like a beigeish whitish color. And I'm like, nah, that's the lowest quality. It's still better than an order of like French fries from McDonald's or some fried chicken or some shit, but it ain't the highest quality, my nigga. Like, no, that when you take sea moss out of the ocean, first of all, I've never even seen a sea moss that ever grows white or yellow. That's not real. That's not algae. They all have color. When you take them out the water, when you take them and remove them from their environment and they start to die, the air and the sun starts to oxidate them. It destroys the pigments that tries to protect them layer by layer by layer. So when you see it going, that's a loss of pigment, which is a loss of nutrition, because it's the pigments that hold everything together inside of the algae. So once you start losing pigments, you're losing vitamins, minerals, essential fats, all of the things that you want to get there. But it was a bigger money maker, because what happens with algae is it grows abundantly in the ocean. And when it dies, it falls off the rocks and washes up along the side of the road and the beach and all that. So niggas been now here's the problem.
Oh man.
Hold on, here's the problem. Dogs and cats and birds and squirrels and all kind of animals, they piss and shit all in that. They love that. It's certain shit that they like nest up under it and living and all that shit. So, but people don't know this. Nobody really knows this because nobody has really gotten into moss to that level. They just know that it's a money maker. Dr. Sebi died and left a vacuum on Earth. So now if you pull out a bag of sea moss, you ain't got to know nothing about the moss or how it affects people, but you can sell it. So they just pull out teams of crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Like you just grab a whole bunch of niggas that you can pay little to nothing. Like you go to like if you got to fix a crib, you go to Home Depot, you just grab 10 niggas from out, like they just shit like that. And hand out garbage bags and tell them to just grab the shit from along the side of the road. And then they turn that into like they routes. And now it's gangster shit where, yo, don't come around here. We grabbed it this month. But that's all dead shit from the side of the road that it ain't even really like. And then they package it, say this is the golden sea moss. And then niggas is like, oh yeah, I gotta get the golden sea moss. I'm like, y'all niggas is bugging, bro. That shit is pissed on. It's cat shit on there. That shit is terrible, man. Niggas walk on it. When people go to the beach, they walk on it. Like people have sex on it, pee on it. Like it's it's on the floor. And then niggas put it in the bag and sell it on Amazon or their website. Niggas don't know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Wow. But when you have that rich color like that, you can at least say beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like what you got right there. You know that was fresh. That's a good source right there because it still got its color. You know what I'm saying? So so yeah, I try to tell people, yellow sea moss is for like beginners because it has less nutrition, but it has less of a reaction from people because the taste is not as strong, the smell is not as strong. So it's easier for people to get used to having sea moss drinks and smoothies and putting it in their soups and different things when the taste is not so powerful. But pigments, all pigments are amino acid or like protein chains, amino acids. And what makes pigment special is the concentration of aromatic amino acids. So that's tyrosine in most cases or tryptophan. Those are the two stars of the show, tyrosine and tryptophan. And those are the guys that catch the light. That's what's in the protein chain. The part that's making the pigment absorb the light is those guys, those benzene rings. So when the sun is breaking it down and it's losing its color, it's losing those aromatic amino acids. And those aromatic amino acids, you can hear it in the name, aroma. As you lose the aromatic amino acids, you lose the aroma, which is also the largest part of taste. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been lied to believe that taste is something that happens in our tongue. You know what I'm saying? But anybody that think outside the matrix, you wake up from the brainwash quick. Soon as you get your first cold, your nose gets stopped up and you can't taste no food.
Yep.
Game over. So you know that your nose is a larger determiner of taste than your taste buds are. That's a game that they made up. That's not even real. Taste buds. Wow. Taste buds. Your taste buds determine what you taste. That's you got bitter ones on this side, sweet ones on this side. Yeah. That's all bullshit. Your nose is doing all of that work, which is why the moment your nose gets stopped up, your taste buds still healthy. Nothing's wrong with your taste buds, but your nose stopped up, you can't taste no food. Right? Because it's all aromatic amino acids. Those are the guys that do like the special work in your body is the aromatic amino acids. So anyway, I can go on forever about the sea moss. You know,
we love it. We love it, man. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Bladderwrack, man, because a lot of people that's been coming up here and there. Like on my live, people like, yo, try some Bladderwrack. What's that about? What's your science in it?
Yeah, so Bladderwrack is like think of a good analogy. Bladderwrack is probably like single parents. You know what I'm saying? They do all the work and don't get no credit.
Right.
Bladderwrack is an absolute monster. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I actually blends it into my gel, so it's a part of the gels. But Bladderwrack is not, it's not famous. It's not popular. You say Bladderwrack, niggas like, all right, yeah, that's cool. What is that? Or, yo, you got the sea moss? All right, nigga, I got the sea moss. You know what I'm saying? But the Bladderwrack actually, I want to say is more suited. It's more tailored to your thyroid and making sure that your metabolism run properly. You know what I'm saying? So the Chondrus crispus is more about your bones. So Chondrus crispus is more of a bone stimulant, I would say, if I just had to simplify it. And I would say that Bladderwrack is more of a metabolism stimulant, similar to kelp, but more nutritious, I would say. Kelp and Bladderwrack are so nutritious. You know what? Kelp and Bladderwrack are so nutritious that the hospital system would never have been able to get off the ground without them. And people don't know that. Let me show you. Let me show you some kelp and bladderwrack that people don't know is kelp and bladderwrack. And it's funny because niggas be like debating me about do these herbs work? Does algae work? And all this shit. I'm like, nigga, do you know that this shit? Do you know that the Peachtree dishes that they actually test all science in to prove shit and come up with the papers that niggas tell you if you don't reference these scientific papers that you don't have a valid opinion? I'm like, do you niggas know that those Peachtree dishes are all lined with agar, which is an algae? So they couldn't even do fucking science experiments to perform none of that bullshit to even come up with any papers without the algae as the basis. You know what I'm saying? Like people just don't even know what they're talking about. But give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you some shit.
All right. Oh, this is heavy. Make sure you hit that super chat and those likes. Hit that like and that subscribe. Tell them we over here and EnQi is going in. We're talking about herbs. Very good part to everybody that's in there. My voice is shot.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, oh yeah, everybody know what that is. Yeah, everybody know what this is, but nobody has associated this with a algae as an extract.
Wow. Wow.
What's that called again? What is that?
This is iodine.
Iodine.
Povidone iodine.
We're doing iodine.
You know, I ain't seen that in a long time either, too. A lot of time when you have like a cut or something, you pour iodine over it.
That's what they use for all the surgeries, the sanitize and clean.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, this is algae extract.
Dope.
So they don't even do surgeries or none of that shit without the algae there on deck.
Wow. You know what's crazy, yo? It's like, my theory is that we're just, you know what I'm saying, we come from the ocean. You know what I mean?
No, that's a certified fact.
And everything. All majority, yeah. Because like even when people always be tripping off when I say this, but I learned so much in life just by understanding, you know what I'm saying, how electricity is created. So when I started studying salt and water and how salt, you know what I'm saying, becomes electrified by the water, you know what I'm saying? Then boom, you understand that, you know what I'm saying, all that life inside the ocean is just a combination of those two coming together with molecules.
Well, you know what's crazy about salt? Salt so powerful. You know, salt used to have a higher value in gold in some cultures. And it used to be called, before sodium, it was called nettarium. So it was crazy that, you know, the netter is like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the name for it. And then they you know, it was called what is it? Then it switched to natrium or something like that, natrium or something like that, and then it was sodium. You know what I'm saying? So, but
and this old movie, yo, that's crazy. In this old movie, I forgot what the movie's called, but the king, he has a salt mine, and all the strong slaves, he take them right to the salt mine.
But technically, all black folks is like walking salt mines. That's why we have blood pressure issues. Melanin, the more melanin you have, the more sodium your body is going to concentrate. Yeah, that's so like people talk about minerals associated with pigments, right? So we know that magnesium is associated with chlorophyll. We've heard of that a zillion times. We know that iron is associated with hemoglobin, your blood, right? But you know, less people know, but sodium is associated with your melanin. And what sodium does is sodium is what allows your body to move its water around. Sodium controls water movement. That's what's so important about sodium. And that's what your kidneys that's where the balance with the kidneys and the rhythm and, you know, so it gets into a space where you got to start looking at things in terms of number and sound and all of that, because that's how your body does everything. So we get ready to start another fast up on January 1st too. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because one of the main issues that people deal with when they try to go on a fast or a detox is they start noticing within like the first few days, they start getting like these little dizziness, nausea. They start, you know, that's your kidney, right? Because the first thing that happens is when you start changing up what you're eating, is you go to a more natural diet, the very first thing that your body is going to notice is that the salt changes.
Salt changes.
Salt changes, the sugar changes, and the water changes. The best water on earth that you can find is inside of fruits and vegetables. Everything after that is secondary. You know what I'm saying? So the spring water, the Arctic shit, the Fiji, this and this, all that secondary. The best water on earth to hydrate your body comes out of fruits and vegetables. So in an ideal situation, we will be getting most of the water we need from the food that we eat.
Like coconut water?
Oh, coconut top of the line. Coconut water top of the line. But here's the thing with coconut water. You know, we in the hood with it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times our priority system crazy. And, you know, we go into the supermarket and we getting like $1.50 cans of coconut water from the aisle. And I'm like, my nigga, have you
real
ever
coconuts?
had a
Coconut
right?
water.
I'm like, have you ever had a coconut, bro? If you sit a coconut out, that water gonna go bad in like 2 hours. So how can this can of coconut water be real if this shit can last on this shelf for 2, 3, 4 months? Like, nah, nigga, you got to get you the $5, the little $4.50, the Harvest Harmless. So you got to get them joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get the real or the actual coconut, chop that bad boy, you know. But you got to get the quality, you know, you got to get the quality joint where the enzymes, because it's going to be the enzymes that really make the difference between like living foods and dead foods. That's the whole shit about the going raw. Like, you don't really got to go raw and all that if you understand what you're doing. It's more about making sure that you have a good amount of enzymes in your diet, because humans are the only form of creatures on this planet that eat a diet of their choice that is devoid of enzymes. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't realize that when we do that, our body has to convert enzymes from the body into digestive enzymes to help us out. You know what I'm saying? And then the way we eat, you know what I'm saying, makes things more complicated. You know, everybody doesn't have to be a vegan or vegetarian, if you will, but if you're going to eat a larger variety of foods, you have to have more disciplines because certain things shouldn't mix. If you simplify it and you just eating vegetables, then you ain't got to really get deep into, okay, I don't mix this with that and this with this and all that. But it really makes a difference. Like, you know, vegetables digest at a certain alkalinity in the stomach. Meats digest at the lowest. So your stomach has to go really, really low down to like a damn near a 2 on the acid scale to be able to break down chicken, pork, this, and that, and the other. So it's just a manager, you know, just a matter of managing what it is that we're doing for the season too. Because we need less healthy shit during the summer. You know what I'm saying? During the summer, we just need to be outside. During the winter is where we kind of need to really starting at the moment we lose vitamin D, because you only could get vitamin D from the sun from April till September. You can't get no vitamin D from the sun from October to March.
Wow.
Because
give them a bomb for that. Give them a bomb for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, your body only makes vitamin D the same way weed plants make THC. So that's how you know. That's how you know we you know, it's a common source to life on this planet. But it's UVB. It's the type of sunlight that cannabis plants need and, you know, humans need. We make vitamin D from it. They make THC from it. But the UVB doesn't reach the soil. It doesn't reach the ground. It doesn't come through the atmosphere. The atmosphere absorbs it all through those months. Unless you on the equator, you might get a little bit. But if you off that equator, you can forget it. It's no UVB hitting you no matter what. So you could be like buck naked in Florida. It's not you. You're just gonna get darker. Ain't gonna be no vitamin D popping. So we gotta manage. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that we doing the things to compensate for our lifestyle.
All right. So there's a lot of people that's out there. You know, in my family, there's a lot of people that's dealing with high blood pressure, like you said, the issues. Yeah. What would be the best thing for them to do? Like the best food for them to eat. Way to handle it.
Man, people got different vices. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody, like, just having the same symptoms doesn't mean you got those symptoms the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have 10 people with type 2 diabetes, but they've all got totally different lifestyles. One of them is like damn near allergic to exercising, but then you got another nigga who's a gym rat. They both got type 2 diabetes. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just blanketly say, well, hey, you need to work out more. Because this nigga working out, like, you know what I'm saying? Some of them guys that you see in the bodybuilding contest that look like they drawed their body, them niggas got diabetes and high blood pressure. Big muscles don't mean, big muscles on the outside doesn't really mean shit in terms of your health.
They also got messed up hormones too, because they done gone so low in fat that their hormones are all messed up.
Correctamundo. The hormones is messed up, and then a lot of times they play games with the salt in their body because the salt is what manages the water, and it depends on how frequently they pose. So like the guys that's really professional with it, they only do contests 2-3 times a year because it's too damaging on their body to really be pulling all the water out of your body. And like a lot of them, they go to emergency room right after the contest. You know what's crazy is that a lot of people don't know that a lot of these basketball players and football players, they all go to emergency room after every game.
Wow.
Yeah, and some of them, you know, they got money, so they'll have their doctors come in. Let me say it that way.
Don't they got a doctor on deck, like he's sitting on the side or whatever, right?
Yeah, but not for this. They need an IV doctor because a lot of them get IV. They lose so much from their body every game that they gotta get IV after to just get back to normal. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of wear and tear on these people that we don't see because it would take away from the glamour of what they do. You know what I'm saying?
And the boxers too. Like if like Mayweather and all that, they have to make weight to like 150, and then right after they do the weigh-in, they're having pasta. They're getting all their glycogen back up.
Yeah.
I think everybody should get them an IV though, at least once every couple of months or. Or just to hydrate yourself.
Nah,
them
man.
Shits feel good, Joe. Them shits, them IVs, they put a lot back in your body.
But you could do that with your diet.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That how you feel good from that IV, you could do that every day at your crib in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because only thing they're doing with the IV is putting synthetic versions of the minerals and the vitamins in the IV. Ain't nothing else in the IV but water and vitamins and minerals. So they just rehydrate you. They load you up with electrolytes, and they'll put a few different little nutrients on top of that, depending on what you personally need. But you're gonna get a baseline of magnesium and some other solution, some electrolytes, and then they'll put some special stuff on there for you. But you can get all that from your food.
Yeah,
it's not like it's like something that they made that's not somewhere. Nah, they just kind of trying to duplicate. See, once we move off of our natural paradigm, right? So if we go back far enough to how our bodies were designed, we're supposed to work. We're supposed to work to get our food, whether that means that we out there farming and growing food, or whether that means we're chasing some shit to kill that may also be dangerous enough to kill us. Either way, that process is gonna get you some daily exercise right there.
Oh man, ain't you glad we ain't gotta do that shit no more, yo?
Well, niggas need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas need it because of that, we don't exercise. We on the couch, and most of our problems come in that way is because of lack of exercise. You know what I'm saying? So the over buff is maybe doesn't indicate health, but actually being a person that exercises regularly definitely indicates health. Because if you notice, the first things that you lose in metabolic disease is your hands and your feet. That's why they amputate them, because your body loses the ability to push blood all the way through your extremities.
Wow.
So you lose your feet, they the furthest extremity, then you lose your hands. If you don't lose your head first. And how do you lose your head? By having a stroke. Once the blood no longer flowing there.
Wow.
So
yeah.
once your body can no longer circulate the blood to the extremities, you know, and that's because of the system. That's because of the way the body is built.
Yeah.
When your muscles squeeze, that creates circulation outside of the local area of the heart.
Yeah.
So the heart can only really push stuff right around the local area. It relies on everything else. And then your lymphatic system is like the parent of your circulatory system. So if your lymphatic system is not regularly circulating, and that only circulates from your personal exercise and movement, you can't get rid of any viruses or bacteria, especially viruses.
Yeah.
Because so I like this should go on and on and on.
Go in. He said especially viruses because
right. So viruses are proteins. So the way your body handles spent or denatured proteins is by dumping them into the lymphatic system so that you could urinate them out, shit them out, like you can sweat, get them out of your body.
Yeah.
Problem is we don't drink water and we don't exercise. So our lymphatic systems is stagnant. It's like dirty tub water that you don't pull out. It just starts stinking after days. You know what I'm saying? Or like say for instance, you use your toilet and you never flush it. You only got 2 or 3 uses before that shit starts stinking.
Word.
That's kind of what's going on in our body. And that's why people need so much deodorant and perfume, because what's on the inside start coming to the outside. Niggas be like, whoa, take care of that. You gotta go take care of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if we tightened up on the inside, it wouldn't be so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even when you take a shit in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Like I could tell what you eat on a regular basis by how crazy it is.
Wow.
So we got to batten down the hatches and kick a window out and all kind of shit like that. Then I already know it's bad.
It's bad in there, huh? Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy is that, you know what I'm saying, what you talking about as far as, just switching and changing your diet. It's like I've been on that, you know what I'm saying, and just working out. I always tell people, man, how do I stay? Just drop down and do 100 push-ups, yo. You know what I'm saying? Just get it where you at. You know what I mean?
Or 5 or 10 push-ups, or 5 or 10. Let me bring the bar down, because see when you say that, you might damn near fucked up 95% of the niggas watching. Like, drop down to 100. Okay, well that's why I don't do nothing, niggas. I can't wait. And he said that like that's the low, that's the low number. Just drop down real quick with 100. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Drop down for 100.
Yeah, for 100.
You're talking about that's what's homeboy from the NFL, Herschel Walker shit. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I'm still at 100 though. That's why I spit it out like that. I'm still at 100.
Yeah. You talk about Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Damn.
The average man after 40 years old cannot do 20 push-ups straight.
Wow. Then I mean I'm way above average then.
And definitely. And this is a certified fact. Like they actually judge your mortality, like how close you are to dying. For men is one of the indicators. Like how many push-ups can you do? If you can't get over 25 push-ups, nigga, you in trouble. You in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I be telling people all the time, like, you need to do 2 things as a man over 40. You need to make sure that you can sit down on the floor and get up without using your hands. Yeah. You need to be able to sit on the floor.
I call them just Mike Tyson push-up, Mike Tyson sit-ups.
No, just stand. No, not that. No, that's a whole nother level. I mean, just I'm in a tight spot, so I can't show you, but it's actually a test that they do. These are tests that they do to see how healthy you are physically. So you sit down, it's almost like Indian style, and you just need to stand up from that. And if you fall, you get like a score of like a 5. If you use your hands, that damn near disqualify you. You know what I'm saying? Damn. You got to be able to get up without using your hands.
What if I make a bunch of noises on the way up?
I'm not sure. We gonna charge that to the game, goddamn. I don't know if they take away points for noises.
Because I can get up and be like, oh.
Yeah, that shit. I'm losing all my points if noises count. Should be snap, crackle, and popping sometime. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but you just gotta do your little, 1s and 2s, make sure shit work. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, people don't put 2 and 2 together. Everybody running out, they buying Viagra's or they buying, all kind of penis pills and shit. The only thing, like for instance, if you look up the formula of Viagra, Viagra is nitric oxide combined with citrus. That's it. So all you gotta do is say to yourself, if nitric oxide and citrus get a nigga rock hard like this, where do I normally supposed to get nitric oxide and citrus? Well, there you go. You're supposed to get nitric oxide from the sun. And you're supposed to get your citrus. You can get your citrus, lemons, limes, mangoes, pineapples, citrus fruit. That'll keep your circulation right. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get the sun. And so a lot of times we have an arginine overload, and then people deal with reoccurring infections. You know what I'm saying? Reoccurring infections come from the fact that you're not getting, a lot of times it comes from the fact that you're not getting the arginine turnover the way it's supposed to. So your arginine, when you go out into the sun, not only do you get vitamin D production in the body, but you also get arginine converted into nitric oxide. That feeds the muscles, it feeds circulation, it drives your circulatory system, all of those things. And it ain't no replacement for that. You know what I'm saying? But
you can get that from watermelon too.
You can get the arginine from there.
Yeah.
But if you don't get in the sun, you don't get that conversion from arginine to nitric oxide. You know? And
you can turn it over.
You can get the same thing from, I think it's citrulline too, in the sun will turn over into nitric oxide.
I heard you can get some nitric oxide from honey. And Priest said that he was feeling better when he was eating honey.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of honey, but you got to get the Manuka honey.
Manuka.
You know? A lot of people don't like to spend the bread on the Manuka honey.
Yeah.
The Manuka honey, like a lot of people know about tea tree oil. I know y'all heard about tea tree oil.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
So Manuka honey is special because it's grown in Manuka in tea tree trees.
Australia.
So all of the potency that you know of, you familiar with the antiviral, antibacterial, and all the long laundry list of qualities of tea tree oil, it's in that Manuka honey, along with, you know, the high amount of active enzymes and et cetera, et cetera. So I keep like a bag of a variety of different Manuka honeys at all times. You know what I'm saying? You got to have, cause I got little children. So I got to have iodine on deck. I got to have Manuka honey on deck. Like I got to be able to tighten them up on the, you know, quick and fast and in a hurry.
Yeah.
And the vitamin C?
Manuka honey, they have 80, they said 80, over 90, stuff like that.
Yeah. They have, yes, the different numbers would tell you the different level of potency that the honeys have on them. Absolutely. Okay. So you want to try to get at least a pharmaceutical grade, and pharmaceutical grade is going to start running you, you know, 40, 50, 60 bucks for like the little two ounces or the 4 ounce containers. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
But it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting honey for the taste of honey, then I would just get a raw honey that's like, you know, $12, $15. And I got them too. You know what I'm saying? Because we like honey. You know what I'm saying? So I got a few of them in there. So that way the children is not wasting up. You know, like you don't have no $60 shit in no tea. I'm not getting ready to drop no $60 shit up in no tea. No, you know what I mean? Now we can put some of this $12 shit in the tea just to get some sweetness in there. Yeah. Or make a smoothie or something like that. We could do that with the less expensive. But the Manuka honey only comes out if somebody got a burn or a cut, or, you know, somebody got some congestion or some shit. Then it's time to pull that Manuka out the stash.
Right. Okay.
Manuka honey.
That's live right there, man.
Sound like a rap. Pull the Manuka out the stash.
Yeah. Rabbits in the building.
So you got the Bladderwrack, you got the Bladderwrack, you got the sea moss, and
we got a full line.
Okay.
Like I just shut the website down so we could do some mid-season, you know, like some upgrades on this shit for a couple days. But we got everything from antiviral kits to detox kits. I'm the first person in the holistic community ever to design a detox based on your body's actual system. Meaning, most of these niggas selling detoxes is based on a bowel movement.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
not how your body works. That's fake shit. Period. That's fake shit. That's not real. The detox doesn't. You have what's inside every cell of your body. It's called the NRF2 system. The NRF2 system is what protects your cells. So in order to actually assist your body in cleansing itself, you actually have to reinforce the NRF2 system. So the first thing you need to know before you even put a formula together is how the patterns of oxidation and antioxidation work in your body, because they don't happen at the same time. That's the most dangerous part of inflammation or oxidation, is your body is not providing a counterbalance to this process. So at some point, white blood cells get involved to try to shut it down, and they only make matters worse. But you got to reinforce the NRF2 system, and that's what protects everything else. In fact, if people type in the current situation, the name of that, and you type in NRF2 system, you will see that they rush into patent all kind of shit based around that NRF2 system, because that's the only way you could really control the situation that's floating around out there. So when the situation started hitting, none of my people panicked. We was all good. You know what I'm saying? I was even posting testimonies of people with the positive shit from the hospital with their negative shit after I give them you did, because the NRF2 system is that control all that. You know what I'm saying? The problem is people's bodies is not equipped, and they don't know how your body fight off shit. So it's really like a regular war or a shootout. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, whoever got the most ammunition, whoever could stay in the game the longest, that's who's gonna win. And the bad guys, when they get in your body,
somebody asked the question.
Fast. I got you. They replicating fast, and a lot of the damage comes from your body exhausting itself. The nutrition, the minerals, the vitamins, all of those things that your body has to pull from to fight off the situation, the reserve is dropping. And as the reserve dropping, your body has more damage. So it needs more to repair faster, but it's losing it. So it's a compound effect where you're going backwards in double time, where if you could keep your nutrition level high so that your body has a continuous supply of bullets and grenades and bombs and shit to drop on these niggas. And then you keep the things that rebuild the cells plentiful in your body. So as they're having their victories, because they're going to be in there busting their gun, kicking ass too, your body's able to repair itself and turn over. That's why I was saying earlier, the cell turnover. You know what I'm saying? If that cell turnover gets too high and out of control, that is the big problem. That's where the fluid comes from. Where people saying they can't breathe and all that shit, that's inflammation. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get to the question part.
You want to say it?
Oh yeah, it says peace. EnQi, have you taken a vitamin deficiency blood test? Do you recommend vitamins in a chelated form?
Okay, so that's an old school thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when vitamins first came out, the bioavailability was really low, right? So what they did to improve the bioavailability of vitamins was they chelated them by basically adding amino acids to the compound to try to get them, and they improved the bioavailability of it. You know what I'm saying? But a chelated vitamin is even though it's a higher bioavailability than like a chalky kind of rocky kind of lower quality joint, but if you go to the plants, you're going to get a much higher bioavailability from the plants themselves. That's the kind of advantage herbs and actual food have over supplements. You know what I'm saying? Because plants, that's actually what plants do. If you think about it, we got the word or the name of factories as plants from plants. That's what plants do. Plants take the raw minerals from the ground and manufacture them into nutrition so that when the sun energy gets turned into carbohydrates in the process of plant respiration and plant metabolism, all of those minerals and vitamins become bioavailable in the plants. So because we offer that paradigm where we eat like that, we have to institute the supplementation and blah, blah, blah.
Wow, that's amazing how you
I'm a
broke that
fan
down.
of, no, not at all, because I don't shut down anything, because anything beats a blank. In real life, like if we deal with theoretical, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let me do this quick little 2-second story, and then it'll make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do Sunday school every day in Black and Nobel in Philadelphia, right on Broad and Erie. And, you know, it started to get popular. We started to get regulars. And one of the guys that was a regular was Steve, right? And Steve was kind of crazy, but we love Steve because he came every week and he worked at the WIC office. And what Steve was doing was he was like re-educating all the mothers that came down to the WIC office to get the WIC. He was giving them a whole earful, like, listen, Dr. EnQi, Dr. Sabi, this is what you want to give your babies. Like he was in there. So anyway, so we love Steve for that. So, but anyway, one day we looking out the window and we catch him coming out the, I think it's Churches right across the street. So we catch him coming out the Churches and shit. He knocking off the chicken and shit under the bus stop, right? You know, he don't want us to see what he, you know what I'm saying? So we cracking up. But when he come up, you know, I'm like, yo, don't say nothing, because it's people in there. So I don't want to, you know, embarrass him in front of people or whatever. But at the end of the class, this nigga Steve always got like mad questions and shit. You know what I'm saying? So some of them be a little drawn out. So we get to the end of the class and somebody asked me something. And I said, well, you should eat some grapefruits. Throw some grapefruits in your diet for that. And then Steve was like, wait a minute. I thought Dr. Sabi said that a grapefruit was a hybrid and we shouldn't eat the hybrids and blah, 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 blah. I was like, you got to understand that Dr. Sabi was trying to simplify. Like it's tough to simplify things for people. And then they try to take it into a specific space. So I said, Steve, I wasn't going to mention this, my guy, but we just watched you eat in a 2-piece or a 3-piece from across the street, my nigga, from Churches. Any hybrid fruit or vegetable is going to be healthier than the chicken and the French fries from at Churches. So in reality, food and diet is not really like an absolute kind of thing where it's like, yo, you got to eat this diet or you dead tomorrow. Nah, you're just supposed to be really trying to, you know, do better. You know what I'm saying? Learn a little bit better, do a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to it. If you having a diet right now that's mostly meat, mostly processed food, you eating a lot of fast food, I don't put all that shit on people. I tell them to just eat the fruit that is their favorite. They be like, what fruit should I eat when I start this journey? What should I do? I'm like, what fruits do you like? They're like, yeah, but I want to know what's on the food list. I'm like, nigga, that's for later.
Man, blueberries. I love blueberries. I'm eating blueberries every single day.
Listen, if you love blueberries, then those are the things that you start with, because when you start trying to change your diet, that's when it's the hardest. So you trying to eat shit that's foreign to you, you never tasted before, none of that even makes sense. You're not going to stick with that. You're going to do that shit for like 2-3 days, a week maybe, before you into some other shit, or you get stressed with wife. And you're like, man, fuck that. I'm going to, like, you just can't, like, it shit don't fit into reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
The wife stress you out, huh?
Yeah, you know, we compensate for stress with
food, and pleasures.
Food, liquor, weed, but everything really, like food is the drug, that's the invisible drug. And it's always there. Everything that we do surround food, and food got the most chemicals in it. You know what I'm saying? Like people worried about controlling drugs and they don't control their kitchen. You got to control your kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you got children, people let their children go into the fridge all day. Like, I'm old school with it. My mom did not let me have free reign to the refrigerator. She could hear that fridge opening. Even if I try to, like, you know, the old school fridges where you try to stick your fingers in it a little bit. Don't make the sound. Like, she had a third sense for that shit. Close my goddamn refrigerator, boy. It ain't time to eat again.
Man.
We kind of got away from that. You know what I'm saying? Where now it's all kind of like, you know, patties and fake shit that kids could throw in the microwave, and it's just too much fake, you know, like
too many corporations.
And it's weird because as a community, like, we have made it a trend, like a style, to talk about what's fake and what's real. Like, nah, we don't fuck with that fake shit, nigga. We keep shit real. But we don't, because 99% of what we put in our body is fake shit. And if you eat fake shit, you are what you eat. You can't be a real nigga eating fake shit. That don't even go together. That's not today's mathematics.
That's a cold way of looking at it, though.
Yeah,
Can't be a real nigga and you eating fake shit.
Yeah, you an artificial nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Artificial.
Yeah, super artificial. You know what I'm saying? Your body is composed out of what you put in there. So if you eat McDonald's every day, nigga, I mean,
can't tell the truth and be eating McDonald's every day.
Hey,
Have a Big Mac in one hand and truth in the other, huh?
everybody got different truths. You know what I'm saying? That's the world we live in now, where niggas can have different truths. Listen, I had to learn a lot this year. I thought there was one truth. You know what I'm saying? Niggas told me, no, that's your truth. I was like, wait, I can have my own truth.
Yeah. You definitely,
like, really
cats definitely got their own truth.
Man, it's a mass psychosis going on now. Niggas are insane.
Yeah, real talk. It's right now, man. I don't know why we not in like complete war state mentality. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, every day.
Because they don't know where the war is taking place. So we've been warned for years and years and years. And you know, it's funny. I needed the personal reinforcement. You know what I'm saying? Just for me. I have my own ideas and all that already. But one day, my cousin Timber, shout out to Timber, he hits me up. He like, yo, he's an adopted cousin. You know what I'm saying? He hit me up. He like, yo, we got to go take care of Uncle Gil. So I'm like, Uncle Gil? What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, yo, I need you to roll me over here to Uncle Gil crib real quick. You know what I'm saying? The nurse is acting up and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know Gil. I don't know what I'm busy right now. So anyway, he forces me to go with him. And Uncle Gil is Gil Scott Heron. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I got to actually sit and ask Gil Scott Heron, my mouth to his ear, when you say the revolution would not be televised, what did you mean by that? Wow. And he said the revolution is going to take place in your mind.
Wow.
So people can't recognize the war going on. People can't recognize the insanity that's going on because they don't see it. They think war takes place with a knife, a gun, or a spear. They don't understand that the war happens here. You know what I'm saying? So the most power you could have, the most human power that you could possess on earth is not a bomb, it's not a gun, it's none of that. It's the ability to control information distribution. And not only information distribution, but information absorption. Information absorption. Because we live in a state now where lots of information is flooding everywhere because of internet and podcasts and this and that. And because there's so much information out there, there's counter information out there. And so much of that, people aren't absorbing anything. And when you say absorbing, not being able to repeat it back, I mean, like you see it in their life now. Like you learned something and now I can see that you made that a part of your working. Like now we can
application
see
of it.
Yeah, like you learned about cigarettes having radioactive shit in there and you decided, okay, I'm not smoking small nuclear weapons every day.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because I challenge all black folks that smoke cigarettes. I'm like, nigga, if you really love cigarettes, switch to fucking Marlboro.
Why?
Switch to fucking Marlboro.
That's not menthol, right?
See, if you made these
That's
niggas
not
switch
menthol.
to Marlboros over fucking night, these niggas would not like cigarettes. They're like, yo, this shit down. I can't fuck with that Marlboro shit, nigga.
Yeah, they want that Newport, that crack cigarette.
The minty taste.
Right. They want
The
that
mint
fucking
taste.
chemical shit in there.
Yeah.
All that crazy shit in
They
there.
don't want to roll their own tobacco and put it in the.
Right. Yeah, that's some bullshit. So I'm like, yo, see, so you niggas don't really like smoking the actual tobacco that's in there. That's you addicted to some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand addiction patterns. Like most people that smoke weed. If you ask the average person that smoke weed, yo, roll that same amount of weed that you smoking. It could be any quality, whatever. The what the fuck is that shit? The Skywalker, the shit with the most THC. They put whatever the fuck that shit is.
They got all kinds of names now.
But it's one that the potency is at like a 36 or some old crazy shit.
Some gelato.
Yeah, gelato or Gorilla Glue.
Isn't that just an OG Kush though?
I just
No,
always
no,
just
no,
say
no.
gelato.
No, no, Moonwalker.
Oh, yeah, that's
Moon
a
rock.
different kind of
Moon
shit
rock.
there. Yeah,
Moon rock.
Moon rock.
Moon rock.
But what I'm saying
corrupt
is,
shit.
it could
That
be
shit-
the strongest.
That's what corrupt got. That's his joint.
I got some moon rock. Go ahead, though.
Yeah.
But it could be
Yeah.
the strongest, whatever. But look, the moment you tell them to roll that shit up in bamboo instead of a cigar, niggas will look at you like you talking in another language. Like, nah, yo, that shit don't get me high. I can't smoke that shit. Well, then you just realize that you got another addiction, nigga.
Yeah,
you don't
addicted
only
to the-
like smoking weed, you like smoking
Tobacco with the weed.
Not even just tobacco, because blunt wraps have over 4,000 chemical additives in there.
Man, hey, yo. You know what's so crazy, yo, that you build on that is because I've seen that in people too. Like, I like to smoke joints, right? So, but I've seen people that be like, nah, I don't want to, I want to, you know what I'm saying?
That's a waste of my money. I can't get high with that. I gotta have it, because if
you
they
know
don't,
they come in sealed packages too to make sure that the chemicals on the blunt stay in there.
That's right. They don't get oxy. Listen, all you gotta do is, all these motherfuckers claim they from the South, right?
Yeah.
The South, you should have had experience with tobacco plants. All you gotta do is taste a piece of tobacco one time, just one little piece of tobacco, and you know that there's no way fucking in hell that they can make a blunt wrap taste like strawberries. It's no way in hell that you can have a strawberry banana blunt wrap, a grape blunt wrap, a wine flavored blunt wrap. Niggas got cognac blunt wraps. Like, nigga, how do you have a Hennessy tobacco paper? Like, what the fuck are we doing right now? It's only chemicals that can make them make a tobacco taste like a fruits. Like, that shit is insane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes those the fruit don't even taste like the real fruit. Like orange don't taste like it's just sugar. Yeah. It's crazy.
So all of those things is like, we don't really notice how those things impact us. You know, when we think about lean, when we think about the opioid crisis, most people never even related.
Yeah, we get so much drugs pushed on us right now. Somebody tried to get me to try some lean last night. I was like,
Yeah, lean, man. Back in the
keep coming
days,
with all this shit from?
yeah, it wasn't called lean back in the day. They called it pancakes and syrup. Remember that?
That's the South shit.
That's what they called it in Philly too. We called it pancakes and syrup.
You know what? I seen a
Scissor.
documentary where they were saying that.
Beanie Siegel came with a scissor, but it was called pancakes and syrup. And what they would do was, I never did it, but they would take an aspirin and they would mix it in with the syrup and they would drink it whole like that. That's what they were selling in the projects when I was a kid.
For real?
That's what they was. They used to get high. Young bulls though. That's what they was into back then.
That was the killer drug of choice. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
To turn off everything that made you human.
But it's kind of crazy. They would put the fucking aspirin in with the codeine, and they would go do what they did. It was kind of bugged out.
Wait. When you think about aspirin, though, it's crazy where aspirin is at. Like, aspirin is a hot nigga. If you think about aspirin in that way, like if you thought about aspirin as a person, aspirin is a hot nigga, because every time some wild shit happens, aspirin is on deck. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be a murder scene and aspirin left footprints there. Like, you know
man.
like, aspirin is a wild nigga. So, but you know, people don't think about the opioid. The number one side effect of all opioid use is respiratory failure. Right? So if you think about it, it's only mathematics that we went from an opioid crisis, right, to a respiratory crisis, which is what we in now. This is supposed to be a respiratory illness that's attacking respiratory sickness, respiratory systems, where people going into the hospital because they can't breathe. Well, that's how niggas die from opium. When they die, when you hear niggas ODing and all that off pills, it's because their respiratory system stopped working the same way it's doing right now with this shit. And the craziest part is the first drug that they offered as a solution for this, you know, that's the cut from heroin, right?
What, the oxy pills, all that shit?
No, the hydra, no. When they came out with the hydroquinone.
Yeah. All the Republicans was pushing that.
Well, quinone is cut. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that they know what
Wow.
that's from another universe. I was in another universe, but you know, the cut. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the first thing I noticed when they was like, yo, we're gonna put this out there for I said, wait a minute. That's the nigga what the fuck? I said, yo, this shit crazy. I said, yo, I can't make this shit up. We went from an opioid crisis to a respiratory crisis. We forgot the respiratory symptoms, and then they gave us the cut for the heroin as the cure to reverse the. I said, man, this shit, I can't make this shit up. This shit better than that shit up. Damn. Better than Netflix.
The cut for opium.
Yeah, real life better than Netflix, man. It's crazy. So, and the thing is, guess what? It actually does benefit your respiratory system indirectly. So that's why a lot of people that was taking it had improvement. The reason why they added it as a cut to heroin is because it helped to keep your dope fiends alive. When they used other forms of cut, it allows so much of the opium to take over the dope fiend system that your dope fiend would die. You know what I'm saying? And so if you want to have a business and turn that money over, you want to make sure that you cutting your dope with some shit that keeps the heroin addict active, alive, able to work and go get money so they can keep bringing it back to you so you can keep, you know what I'm saying? Now niggas is cutting it with anything, put fentanyl in this shit, niggas dying. You got to keep finding brand new motherfucking customers over and over. You done killed off your last batch of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the game. You know what I'm saying? So all this shit insanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas just don't think on any level. Niggas ain't even thinking on the criminal level anymore. All this shit is unconscious.
I think the pharmaceutical companies has fully taken over the country. Now we just like a straight dope head nation now.
Yeah, the pharmaceutical companies been took over because of the lobbyists. So the lobbyist is able to go right in and just buy, you know, laws and things like that to get passed. So it's tough with that. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's really a thing where people have to take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not doing like a minimum level of exercise per week, you know what I'm saying? At least 2-3 days a week. If you're not taking certain herbs and supplements, like people will go on and they'll ask me stuff like, yo, if I get these herbs from you, you know, like how long I'm supposed to take it? And I'm like, what do you mean by that? They're like, well, you know, like when I get pills from the doctor, they say I take this for 3 weeks or 6 weeks. I said, nigga, this ain't pills from the doctor. I said, this is always supposed to be in your body. The problems come because you don't have this in there. It's not the Western type of thing where it's a synthetic chemical that they're putting in. So the way that medicines work is medicines usually act on protein chains. So they either affect enzymes or pigments 90% of the time. That's how they target activity in the cellular environment. That creates a cascade of events because everything in your body's tied to everything else. So you can't adjust the behavior of this group of cells without every dependent activity on them being affected. When you have a natural thing like a plant, the domino effect from the plant is it's a beneficial domino effect because plants, they have a symbiotic relationship with your body where the chemicals don't. Now, I'm not an anti-surgery or anti-medicine person. I just think that they all have their certain place. And a lot of the reasons why over the years, people have come to the conclusion that niggas with money have better health care is because they don't really understand what's going on in those environments. Only thing that niggas with money have the ability to do that average people don't is they have the ability to say, fuck whatever you saying, I want this. Whereas the average person don't, because you going into the hospital with a Medicaid card, you going into the hospital with an insurance card and all this other shit. So you got all kind of rules and shit you got to go along with. You know what I'm saying? Eat this and don't eat that. Take this medicine, don't take that. Get this. Nah, people with money, they're getting the best medicine, nigga, the best herbal, nigga, the best calisthenics, nigga, the best cook, the best. They got a team of people for their health. So they're getting the medicine, the surgery, the herbs, the vitamins. They're doing everything together, which is really what holistic means. A lot of times people say, I'm a holistic healer. And you can look at him and see he's not a holistic healer because that nigga can't do 3 push-ups. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be a holistic, my nigga. What you mean is natural healer. You a natural healer. Right. Use a natural paradigm. Okay, cool. That's not holistic. Holistic means you using whole, like everything that's available to you, you're going to use. And that's my philosophy. My philosophy is me first. You know
Yeah, I
what I'm
like
saying?
the way you put that. I like the way you did that because a lot of people in the holistic community, you know, is
Full of shit.
yeah, they full of shit. And they got a certain, you know what I mean? Like you said, they got a certain look to them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They walk up,
Crazy.
you know, they walk up, they got all their regalia on, and you might be
Sandal.
sitting there, you know, eating
Smelling
something
like-
that they don't like.
Yeah, they smelling like dirty incense.
They put a
Yeah.
prejudgment on you, and he ain't eating it. He ain't like. You ever be around them cats, man? I used to hang around
All
Yo.
the time. Dirty toenails. Look, dirty toenails.
Yeah,
Sandals
they be looking
on,
mad dirty, man.
Smelling like dirty incense. Like, come on,
What's
bro.
that? What's that? Patchouli. Smelling like patchouli.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on,
you know what I'm talking about?
With some
Smelling
socks
like
on. With some socks on. Get you some Timbos and some Air Force Ones.
Yeah, don't even be looking. Don't even be. You know.
Get in the game. Get in the game.
Yeah, man, it's kind of wild, man. You brought that up. I like the way the whole, because they're taking it to a whole nother level. They got you out. You got to spend all this money down there, like you know what I mean?
Hey,
like you spend like
that's the shit that listen.
$1,500.
That's
you
why
go
I'm
work-
public enemy number one. No, that's why I'm public enemy number one. Do you know how many niggas was angry? They like, yo, this nigga put 20 fucking Dr. Sabi herbs in one bottle. What the fuck is EnQi? Take that shit up there to that nigga. What are you doing? Because niggas is going to their website. They're like, wait a minute, I gotta get each one of these herbs for $50 a bottle. EnQi got all this whole shit in one bottle. That one bottle, $35. So I'm gonna get one bottle. You got this whole shit on your website, and versus I gotta damn near spend $2,000 with your ass to get what EnQi got in one. Because these people don't have children. A lot of them is young guys. They haven't really lived life. Some of these niggas is goofy niggas. They haven't really been outside like that. So it's a lot of things that puts them outside of the reality of everyday people. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing to have shit in a theoretical format, but then the actual application becomes way different. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So you get a lot of crazy niggas. They trying to get healthy. They drinking, you know, coconut waters and green juices and all that shit. And then they get McDonald's Happy Meal for their children. I'm like, fam,
Yo, wow. Yeah,
so you got
I witnessed
you
that.
got a $35, you got a $35 lunch for you because you got raw alkaline, vegan, you know, raw alkaline, vegan, gluten-free, all the kind of shit is on top of your shit. And you got Happy Meal for the bed. I said, get the fuck out of here. See, this is the problem right here. Y'all niggas done lost y'all mind. We crazy. You know what I'm saying? The shit done turned into like, you know, where is this more of a game than anything else? You know what I'm saying? Because now, you know, men, we kind of do whatever women push us towards. You know what I'm saying? So now women is more into, you know, niggas that's talking that healthy shit. So shit, niggas is talking that healthy shit
I know,
now.
man.
I got me a green juice. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I know
So-
sea moss is like the new thing now. That's been around for years.
And the only reason is because sea moss is such a big opportunity to hustle. These niggas is buying
You saying that?
$2.
You saying like the monster's moving like pounds?
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
a fact.
Yeah.
People,
Maybe
but
I need to
people's
get
buying
into that
garbage though.
business.
No, but look, but people's buying garbage. It's the same thing with trees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas moving trees by the pound, but
Yeah,
niggas got garbage.
Please put me on to that, man. When he showed me the sea moss, the Lord Fury sent them.
Oh, yeah, you got the
That's
bag.
actual real sea
I
moss.
showed them already.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when I seen it, I was like, damn. I was like, I ain't never seen it. Look, you know, I ain't never seen that before. But that's from that's from the Caribbean.
Let me tell you,
That's from down there.
They got cats that's selling cut on sea moss, man. I didn't even know
Selling
cut.
cut, damn.
Existed, bro.
Shit,
Niggas
selling
got
cut on sea moss. Then it's
cut.
just-
You could go buy it from Amazon. You could buy pounds of fake sea moss on Amazon for like $10.
$10.
So you got these niggas buying fake pounds of sea moss, mixing it with real sea moss. You can't really tell the difference.
You saying the market's flooded right
not-
now with
Oh
garbage?
man, the market is crazy right now with garbage. And then niggas throwing Sabi name on it.
Wow.
And Sabi recommended Chondrus crispus. Chondrus crispus don't go in the Caribbean. You got to go up into. See, here's the reason why niggas don't want to fuck with
They
Chondrus.
put the, right.
The reason why niggas don't want to fuck with
Gotta go
Chondrus
to
crispus
Ireland.
is because Chondrus crispus dangerous. Chondrus crispus not sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see videos on YouTube of niggas getting the sea moss, you always see like a nigga with a little 4-pack or a 6-pack, and you know he got a nice looking little broad with him, and they get ready to like scuba dive in a beautiful, colorful shit, and it just that's that Caribbean sea moss shit. That's not
to get the Chondrus crispus up there in that cold water, it's fucking stingrays and little shark fishes and shit it's shit to kill you in that water. So niggas ain't trying to. They like, oh no, we gonna get this Caribbean shit.
But you said you've been in that water with the stingrays and all of that.
Well, you just got to know the tides and you got to know the science to the water to get.
You got any video of that shit, Lord?
Absolutely, it's gonna be my documentary.
Man, I gotta see that, Joe.
I want to see the stingrays. I got my baby. Oh no, I ain't get the stingrays. No, we went in the water when they wasn't around, nigga. I didn't get that. Okay, we was avoiding all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I thought you was like moving, you know what I'm saying, making little
hell no
turns and shit around the stingray.
No. What's that nigga that died out there? What's his name? The animal killer, the alligator.
He got hit hard.
Yeah, no, I learned from his experience. I'm good.
Wasn't he trying like to pet one of them or something like that?
That's I feel like that's
I forget what he was doing. I think he was
that's a level of light skin I can't reach. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want any light skinned people to start sending me hate mail. You know what I'm saying? But y'all niggas be doing some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's a level of light skin I can't reach. I'm not petting no other animals. I'm not interested.
EnQi, all right, a lot of people who's dealing with dementia also. What's a good, we're getting older and stuff like that. What's a good remedy to stop or prevent dementia from happening?
Man, hey, I'm gonna say that before Dr. Sebi said it, I gotta give props to Father Allah. Right? The 5%. But you know what? Actually, we could take that back to Far Muhammad and Elijah too. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta make sure that if nothing else, you gotta make sure that you keep the piece with the magnetic. You know what I'm saying? So even when Sebi came, that's what Sebi's whole thing was. Sebi's whole thing was iron. You gotta have the iron. You gotta have the iron. You gotta have the iron. And it's funny to talk about iron because I was me and my children, right? We was talking, right? So we be having these conversations. Sometimes it should be getting deep, right? So we talking about aliens, right? And so I guess they was talking amongst themselves, and then they brung me into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 5 of them, so they be having beef, and then they'll settle it. Like, well, 3 against. So, but this didn't get settled. So they're like, Dad, what do you think about aliens? I'm like, well, hold on. I done had this argument online with grown adults 1,000 times. So let's put the safety parameters in place. Because sometimes you'll be arguing with somebody about something and y'all actually are using the same word, but talking about 2 different things. So I'm like, before we even have this discussion, I need to go around the room real quick and see what you think is an alien. So let's get definitions for aliens. So Kylie said, a green monster from outside of this planet with tentacles. Chloe said, a weird person that's not from your country. They said, anything that's foreign to your makeup. Caleb said, something from outer space. And then Aubrey said something from outer space. So basically the consensus was outer space. Okay, so I'm like, all right, boom. So let's look up the definition of alien. I was like, so first, let's stop right there. You 2 are correct with your definition of alien, being a foreign person, not from your country, blah, blah, blah. But you 3 are using alien out of context. What you're talking about is extraterrestrial. So let's deal with extraterrestrial. Now, what does extraterrestrial mean? So when we look it up, like, well, from outside the planet, this is that. I said, all right, now, if you asking me what I think about aliens, you got to start with you first. What's your body made out of? They said, well, most of our body's made out of water, right? I said, yeah, but where does water come from? They said, water comes from the ocean. I said, well, before it got to the ocean, where did water come from? I said, that's a good question, Dad. Water comes from stars.
Wow.
I said, now, outside of water, the most important thing that your body needs is iron. I said, iron comes from stars. Iron doesn't come from Earth either. So if your body is made out of water that doesn't come from this planet, and
give him a bomb for that, yo. Give him a bomb.
and it runs on iron that doesn't come from this planet. Technically, we are the aliens. We are the extraterrestrials, and that's why we don't fit into nothing else. If you notice, none of the other living creatures on this planet behave like humans behave. They all have set modes of behavior patterns. You know what I'm saying? We the only ones that have the ability to rewrite our genetic code. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes us individual gods. People say, well, how do you throw that term around? It is what makes you a god. And that's why, you can't really, I challenge like the people, some of the 5%ers today, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not really striving to perfection. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't get up from under cigarettes, then, cigarette is your god, B. Stop calling yourself God, nigga. Newport's is God. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Master
Cigarettes.
Newports. Yeah, master Newports. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget today's mathematics right now, nigga. Today's mathematics is getting up off that white bread. Let's put that Pepsi down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like let's start to activate this shit. You know what I'm saying? So just to inspire niggas though, you know what I'm saying? Because we got different ideas about shit and that fucks people up. So when you speak even to most vegans, right? Most vegans, I have to distinguish myself from them because most people become vegan because they interested in saving animals. I'm like, nigga, I'm not interested in saving no fucking animals. I'm vegan because I'm saving me. Nigga, I'm interested in saving niggas. Like, no, nigga, lions got to worry about lions, nigga. Tigers got to worry about tigers. Niggas got to worry about niggas. What's wrong? That's the problem with us. We worry about every motherfucking thing else but us. You know what I'm saying? So we suffer in our lives because we make a pattern out of taking care of other people before we take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to reverse that. And if no other time of the year, to bring it back full circle, this is the time of the year where you have to cut the distractions, you got to cut the negative energy, and you got to really go in and just do some internal work. You know what I'm saying? But that's niggas ain't interested in that.
You was answering the question about dementia.
Oh, boom, yeah. I get dementia sometime mid-conversation. But so the thing with dementia and Alzheimer's, right? For me, it goes to, all right, so if you look at this, it's my chain, FOTS. That's a nickname I got, founder of the soul. One of the things that I'm known for is that I wrote a scientific paper that established the reality of the soul in your body. So it's no longer a thing that people could say they don't know about. I got the whole I done put it paper and put the paper out there already. So it's already a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How it's your soul lives within your body's plasma. So the brain, we view the brain inside out. We're looking at the components of the neurons as if they function in and of themselves. Their job is to facilitate the fluid that they're in. So your soul is a byproduct of the phosphorus. So anyway, your whole body runs on phosphorus, right? So phosphorus is the key. You know what I'm saying? And phosphorus is the key to your body because phosphorus literally produces light. So anytime you have phosphorus in the presence of oxygen, phosphorus produces light. So what does your body need? You have to have phosphorus in it and you have to breathe in oxygen. Why? Because that's what's producing your consciousness. That's where the light is emanating from within. Phosphorus. The thing is, it's not enough phosphorus on this planet for all of the living organisms. So you have to have other organisms in your body to recycle that phosphorus for you. So you have roughly maybe, 30 trillion cells in your body. In each one of those cells, you have an average of about 1,500 mitochondria. The mitochondria's job is to recycle your body's phosphorus, and your body actually runs on the phosphorus cycle. Phosphorus is what determines your sleep patterns, your wake patterns, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're still on dementia. We're still on Alzheimer's. Just walking you up. So the way we get to sleep at night is when the mitochondria can no longer recycle the phosphorus. All right, so first things first, you look at ADP or AD, what is it? The damn phosphorus, ATP, excuse me, not AT. I'm thinking the damn security, the security doorbell people. But ATP, adenosine triphosphate, right? So that's what comes off of the assembly line in terms of your mitochondria. That gets dropped into your cell, coupled with magnesium, and it gets oxidized, produces light. That's how the cell runs. The cell runs on light. Mitochondria run on electricity. It's a little bit different. So when your brain, and the reason why I'm taking you through all this is because we got to know first. We can't understand what's happening with dementia and Alzheimer's until we understand consciousness. So when we understand that consciousness is facilitated by the light produced from the phosphorus in our body, immediately we'll understand why when we start to lose the pigment in our brain centers, we start to lose the consciousness. Because you can't hold and absorb as much of that light that you need for your shit to function. It's just that simple. So what we got to do are things that helps our body in terms of keeping the pigment dense in those pigment centers. And one of those things is keeping the processed sugar down. High levels of processed sugar stops your body from metabolizing tyrosine. Tyrosine is that aromatic amino acid I was telling you about. But tyrosine is also the aromatic amino acid responsible for metabolizing into or oxidizing into melanin and neuromelanin and all of those things. So if you start to lose those pigment centers, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we eat a diet, we eat a food rich in antioxidants and food rich in aromatic amino acids, we Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
Straight Gucci.
But if we don't do those things, the oxidation stress from day to day, plus whatever we got to do to compensate for stress and all of those things slowly eats away. So you got now a whole crop of children that's my age. I'm 44. We still babies. They going into the hospital with the same brain when they scanning their brain at 70, 80, and 90-year-old people because the drugs are advancing the age on their brain and they can't see that because your brain is on the inside. When we get high off of something, whether you're doing crack, coke, heroin, trees, pills, whatever, it's not the thing that you use. That thing just stimulates the reward centers in the brain, and the reward centers in the brain do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So they start to change the levels of serotonin and dopamine, and you start to, those are the things that produce the high. Right? The drugs is just what stimulates, like, so say for instance, it's like a faucet. It turns on a special fluid, the feel-good fluid. The drug you use is just turns on that fluid. That's how sometimes people can get addicted to porn. You can get addicted to anything because there's a lot of different things that could turn on that fluid. That's how I control my addictions. You know what I'm saying? Other people have different strategies. For me, and it works for me, and it works for a lot of people I've been able to help replace their addictions with another addiction. So when I was in high school, I was chain smoking cigarettes. I stopped chain smoking cigarettes. I replaced that, oddly enough, with going to fucking Barnes and Nobles. I started living in fucking Barnes and Nobles, reading up shit for free. You know what I'm saying? Read up all the fucking books in there for free. And, I replaced that habit with that. And then eventually I started exercising. And when you start exercising and reading, they kind of occupy the same space. So you can't do as much of both of them. You know what I'm saying? One thing is going to knock out the other. Either the cigarette's going to knock out the working out and the reading, or the working out and the reading going to knock out the cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? But just knowing how to replace habits, you know what I'm saying? Like, and being able to break down a habit and seeing like, okay, if you smoke cigarettes, no matter how many cigarettes you smoke, you only really got to worry about the alcohol cigarette, the taking a shit cigarette, the after dinner cigarette. Like, it's only a few cigarettes that you need to have. All them fucking cigarettes throughout the day, you just smoking just on GP. So if you figure out, okay, what is it after the meal that you need this extra satisfaction? What is going on? Why you know, like, we can knock a lot of these addictions right out, and then that clarifies the mind. And clarifying the mind is also a physical thing. When we start to clean out and clarify the mind, we're also cleaning out and clarifying the brain. We're also cleaning out and clarifying the fluid, you know, because our lymph, our lymph basically supplies all of the fluids in our body. So cerebral spinal fluid, interstitial fluid, cytoplasm, all these different fluids in the body is based on your lymph. And if we got dirty, nasty lymph in our body, that's going to play a role in all these other systems, and it's going to deteriorate everything else. Mm-hmm. So if you got
a question came in for you.
Let it roll. What you got?
Minister EnQi, ancient American Indian tribes had plenty herbs, and those would be our ancestors. Don't we need the same herbal intake?
No. That's a good ass question though. That's a good question. But no, that's genetics doesn't really determine your herbal intake. Let me put it that way. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I'm gonna tell you that is because the environment that we live in is different. So you want to really, your supplementation got to be based on, to be most effective, it got to be based on the environment you live in, what you're currently dealing with, and what your lifestyle is, what your workload is. And one example I give for that is, like, I have private people that hit me up, like from the NBA or the NFL. They contracts, they're not allowed to work with people outside of their circle. So when I work with these type of people, it can't be, publicized. But a lot of athletes or professional bodybuilders I work with, I put them on broccoli. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And anybody that's ever heard, anything from Sabi, broccoli is on the do not eat list.
Yeah. Yeah, he said that.
Right. And the reason with the broccoli is this. Broccoli clears out your body of estrogen. Broccoli is anti-estrogen. Estrogen is killing Black folks right now. All of the fibroids, all of the fat, all of the diabetes, all this shit, estrogen based. You know what I'm saying? Estrogen going through the roof. Estrogen is what they put in the animals to make them grow faster. So all of the chickens, the meat, like all that shit is loaded with extra. Like when they show like the needles and the steroids, it's estrogen they shooting them up with, because estrogen makes you big. You know what I'm saying? Large. You know what I'm saying? But it's large in fat. It's not large in muscle. Testosterone makes you large in muscle. Estrogen makes you large in fat. So they shooting up all the animals with estrogen, but estrogen also is a catabolic hormone. So it breaks down and deteriorates the body. So when they start shooting all the animals up with the estrogen, all the animals start getting sick and developing cancers and tumors. So now they got to inject them with all kind of drugs and antibiotics and all kind of other shit to balance off from the first shit that they shooting them up with. I'm like, man, fuck, I just don't eat that shit. I can't even think that deep. It's too much to keep up with. I got to keep my mind simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to really eat meat and be healthy, you have to be like a super fucking, you would have to be Yakub. You would need 2 fucking brains really to keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually simpler just to fucking eat vegetables.
What if you raising your own farm or raising animals on your own farm? It's still kind of at that. Still the same.
Yeah, it's crazy with it. So, simplifying shit is the best way to do, handle, so, but to really, I want to make sure that, because there's a lot of people that share that sentiment. They go like, okay, well, our ancestors in Africa ate like this, or our ancestors in America ate like that, or my ancestors in the Caribbean ate like this. What you do with that is you use your ancestors, because my book, my main health book, this is the classic. This is then became the holistic Bible. But the name of it is Eat Right for Your Haplotype. And that in and of itself tells you eat based on your genetics, eat based on your bloodline, right? But that's only a starting point. That's not a finishing point, because when I'm saying eat right for your haplotype or eat right based on your genetics, that means if you're a polar haplotype, right, white folks, you need some type of meat in your diet, right? But if you come from the equator, you don't really have as much of a need for meat. You need a lot more water. You need a lot more water, and you need a different type of water. So like there's a conversation, a real scientific debate on deuterium, right? And deuterium is a different isotope of hydrogen. And so when deuterium first jumped on the scene back in, I want to say like the 50s maybe, it has so profoundly affected the health of the test subjects they tried it out on. They was using it for cancer and all kind of treatments. Later on, they started noticing that it was a side effect that some people was experiencing, some animals was experiencing. It was destroying the mitochondria. And that right there is an example of genetics. So if you come from a polar haplotype, right, that means that your early bloodline, they was not exposed to water that had a high level of deuterium in it. And because they wasn't exposed to water with a high level of deuterium in it, well, their body is not really, your body's not structured for that. It's just that simple. So it can be problematic in your body. But if you come from the equator, all of the vegetation, the C3 plants and all that stuff that was there are the things that concentrate deuterium. So it's almost like the kryptonite that you need to have in your body. You know what I'm saying? So if you're from the equator, you have to get deuterium in your body because it's going to amplify your mitochondria function. And it's my theory that it's the reason why over the years Black people have more fast twitch muscle than Europeans have, because of the deuterium and how they affect the mitochondria. Mitochondria are the basis of how your muscles grow and how they work. So, you know, that's where all the energy is produced at. And even, again, my opinion, my theory, mitochondria is the real difference between primates and people. This is why I'm always against anybody with the theory of evolution say we come from monkeys. I'm like, that shit doesn't make sense on an elementary school level. If I'm just a 6-year-old in kindergarten or in first grade, I'm like, wait a minute. If people came from monkeys, where is the population of monkeys at right now on Earth that's actually in the middle of turning into niggas? Because we should still be able to see niggas gradually turn. Like, what happened to them? Did they turn into niggas and then vanish? Or like, we should still see monkeys. So that's on a very elementary level. But then when you take it to a more anatomically correct level, you go, okay, well, primates have their mitochondria concentrated in their body muscle, which is the reason why they're so strong. And they don't do no exercise. They don't go to no gyms. They're just super powerful because all their mitochondria in their body is concentrated there. All of our mitochondria is the exact opposite. Our mitochondria is concentrated in our heart and in our brain, which is the reason why we have a totally different, you know, our inner body runs totally different. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and this, you know, it just be upstairs kind of conversations that niggas need to have, but we be so dealing with the low level fuckery that we don't get into the other conversations that we really need to be. We really need to have.
Need to be having,
you know
yeah.
Like,
AD.
When I jumped the scene, I told people that I'm the first person to discover the Ark of the Covenant, right? And when I tell you that, niggas laugh they ass off. They said this nigga is insane, and clearly they must have that good shit in the Bronx because this nigga's high. This nigga's high, and but I sat down with some actual biblical scholars, and they was like, bro, we can't deny what you're saying, right? Because I told them that based on my research, my discovery is that the Ark of the Covenant is right here. And that what we have in the Bible as a description is a tool to amplify the body's electromagnetism, right? So people were just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, well, you got to understand how the brain is developed based on your hands. Hand activity is what developed the brain. Hand activity is what separates us from every other animal. We're the only ones that could take tools and make tools out of those tools and then make tools out of those tools and tools out of those tools. We do that with our hands. Everything that's special with us starts with our hands. Our brain development is based on our hands. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, we still use the old school pattern. How do we seal a contract? A contract is a covenant. How do we seal a contract? With a handshake. We put them arcs together. And if we take it further, we understand that our hands produce and absorb electromagnetism. So much so that that's how they do the hand signature. When they put like your hand on something, that's reading the electromagnetism coming up. Like you have a radiation. Like it's a whole nother level of science that we got to get into with the body.
Wow.
So, it just be spots that people want to pick and choose how they look at different things, but we still got a lot to learn. Like as a group, as a people, we very arrogant in terms of we feel like because we got cell phones and TVs and shit that we done learned everything it is to learn.
And we ain't making that one of them cell phones and TV.
Man, and half of our body, at least half of our body is undiscovered. Half of our body is undiscovered, is what I'm saying. Like half is totally undiscovered. And that's a minimum. I would say like we only know like 70-80% of our body. And when I say no, I mean like it exists. I'm not saying no, it's there, but we don't know how it works. I'm saying we don't even know shit exists in our bodies. Like we found the cochlea of the ear by mistake. The cochlea of the ear that allows us to hear is microscopic. Wow. So it's not something you can see. They found the shit by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's so when that happens, I go immediately, how many other microscopic organs do we have? That can't be the only one, right? But then there's a whole nother level because we have electromagnetic, a whole set of electromagnetic behavior that really controls how our body functions that we pay no attention to. Science does not discuss. So we know that our body needs our blood to run, right? Basic. We know our blood needs iron to run. Basic. We know that iron is magnetic. Basic. So if our blood runs off of iron, what is the magnetism doing? Because that's the only thing special about iron. Iron would not play the role it plays in blood if it wasn't magnetic. So the magnetism does something. What does the magnetism do? I
think it's an electrolyte.
That's magnesium. We're talking about the actual magnetism radiated from the iron. Like when you take like when you take a magnet and it attracts other shit to it. What role is that playing in your body?
Maybe it's to keep the blood cells together.
It's to keep the blood cells separated and to keep them flowing through the body. So it actually has a role because when you get through to the capillaries, some of the capillaries are actually smaller than the size of blood cells. So when the blood cell comes in, a blood cell that has a good amount of iron and a good amount of copper on it, you know what I'm saying? Because the copper also works. You're going to find iron and copper works together in your body for most of the redox. You know what I'm saying? Redox is reduction and oxidation. So that's the science. That's where scientists hide electricity in your body. So redox is the scientist. If anybody out there is curious and they ever want to know, like, where's electricity in my body? Like, how does it work? Type in Redox, redox. Start studying redox and redox.
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 Yeah. Redox in the body. That's going to open up the world of electricity, how electricity works in your body. You have free radicals, right? Or any kind of bad guys. Really, they all do the same shit, but we'll just say free radicals. Free radicals pull electrons, right? So we know electricity is on the basic level is the flow or movement of electrons, right? So free radicals pull them. Antioxidants put them back into the cells and tissues. So now we're talking about the movement of electrons. That's the movement of electricity. And so copper and iron combine to really to control a lot of that. So when the blood cell is proper, you don't have blood cells sticking together. And then also the blood cells actually keep the capillaries open so that they could fit through. And so when you loading up your body on sugar and you get a lot of sugar in the blood, that's what they measure with the A1C. The A1C is the sugar coating the blood cells. When that happens, the blood cells get sticky. And when they get down into like the capillary areas, they can't get through and they just kind of build up there. So you can run the risk of clots. If they don't catch the clots, you can start getting infections in there. And once that happens, they got to cut the shit off and it's going downhill from there. But the electromagnetic aspect of our body has not been documented or made plain, right, for the people by the Western establishment. Now, when we go back to Kemet, right, we had the Ba and the Ka, which dealt with your electric body, your magnetic body, and then Ak or the Aku, which is a more perfected state where you bring them together, similar to like, perfecting that rough ashlar and some, in that space. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of being able to merge some of our ancient wisdom with some of the newer stuff. So that's why I'm not really like against any of the surgery or medicine. Like I don't, they all have their place. You know what I'm saying? If your kid fall off a skateboard and bust his fucking head, if you put some fucking herb on there, they need to have your ass locked up. You know what I'm saying? You need to take that nigga to get some stitches. That nigga got to get stitched up. You know what I'm saying? Like herb ain't gonna help him. He needs some stitches. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga break his arm, he need a cast. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to put fucking seaweed on it. Nigga, you need to go get a cast. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
We got a question that came in too.
Go ahead.
Somebody actually said, please touch on the effects of glyphosate and gut biome.
Okay, glyphosate. That's they might have missed.
Chat room was on fire.
They talking about the chemical that they put in the like the shit they spray on the fruits and the vegetables.
Yeah, glyphosate. Glyphosate, something like that.
So here's the thing. That's a good question. I'm glad they threw me that little alley-oop. You know what I'm saying? That's
We're
gonna whoever that was, we're gonna call him Rondo. You know what I'm saying? Rondo, to me, Rondo
girl.
It's Shannon Southern.
Shannon.
Yeah, my bad, Shannon.
No. That's not Shannon. That's Shannon. That's Rondo. That's Rondo right there for the alley-oop. So the thing that does is, so remember earlier I was saying that your body runs on aromatic amino acids, right? So aromatic amino acids is the reason why we can't stop eating plants, because animals don't make aromatic amino acids. So you can't get aromatic amino acids from necessarily eating chicken, steak, whatever, outside of whatever's left in their body from their eating plants. See what I'm saying? They have what's called a what the fuck is the name of this pathway? Shit. Anyway, it's a pathway in plants, that produces tyrosine, tryptophan, and phenylalanine, the aromatic amino acids. And that chemical targets that pathway in the plants and shuts down the plant's ability to make aromatic amino acids. And that shuts down the plant's ability to reproduce by itself. Also, EnQi is going to do the same to us and mess with our hormones and our brain and tap into early dementia and Alzheimer's, because now we having less aromatic amino acid concentration in our diet. In fact, our nose system, which was our first sensory system to developed so that we could find fucking aromatic amino acids. Like literally, it developed so that we could hunt down aromatic amino acids.
Scent,
like, okay,
get the scent.
This is the shit we eat. Right, because aromatic is literally from aromatic amino acid concentration. So that's where aroma come from. We find the shit, okay, we eat this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
So that chemical
is that the smell you get like when you in like the forest, like the deep forest? You know, you get that that aroma from the plants. You know what I'm talking about?
Make you feel good. Yeah.
You gotta be deep in the forest though. You gotta be really out there though. You really
It's a lot of shit that contributes to that. It's not just smells. So what happens when you get deep in the forest, like what you talking about, is it's actually almost like a bubble that you in, because they don't really discuss it. You know what I'm saying? But I used to work in Verizon for a long time, selling cell phones and shit. So I learned a lot about cell phones and signals and all that. Trees and plants and all that, they blocks all that. They block all that. So when you go deep into a forest, immediately the first response of your body of feeling wellness, your shit just come back online, is because all of the electromagnetic smog that we bombarded with, it don't exist there. It can't even reach you. So it's like we like fish. We living in this water, so we don't even know that we in the water. You know what I'm saying? Until we're taken out of the water. That's when we realize we in some shit. So when we go deep in these natural environments, it's no electromagnetic smog there. Your body feel fucking amazing.
Wow.
And like when you turn out all the shit in your house, right? You turn off all the shit in your house and you turn on your laptop or your cell phone and you go to the Wi-Fi. You see your signal there, and you see like mad other niggas' signals. All that's going through your body. Like all that shit, radiation going through your body. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those are things we got to compensate for. And that also brings us back to the moss. The only thing that's able to really detoxify your body of radiation is algae. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, having higher levels of like niggas getting paranoid about what's that? What's we on the Wi-Fi 5? What's shit they were saying with the corona shit?
What you talking about? The 5G radiation, yeah.
That's just because niggas not having enough algae. You just need a little more algae, and you be Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like radiation ain't gonna kill a nigga. You all right?
Yeah.
They getting ready to have 6G, 7G, 10G, 20G before it's all said and done. So.
Shit, I'm into the VR thing. I'll be playing my little
VR.
I got the John. You got the John.
Nah, I'm with you. Same time. I'm with you. I'm like, nah, nigga.
Into
it.
AD.
As soon as it come out. Absolutely.
We gotta get KP into it a little. I don't know if we'll get into that though, but speak a little bit about.
Look, the hardest thing you're gonna have challenging KP to get is just get the glasses on him. Because my daughter had to literally trick me the first time. We went to Florida.
I could do it probably. I'm probably the only one that can get Priest to do it.
Man, we went to Florida and it was it's some type of paint and festival shit that goes down to Florida. Anyway, we went over there and they had a video game like a place.
Like the demonstration, the VR.
Yeah. With the whole shit on.
Yeah.
And you know, I had my kids with me. They was high powered up with that. I was like, all right, well, you can go on that shit. I'm not doing that shit. I wish I would put on this shit in the room full of white folks, and then I can't see what the fuck is going on. I said, hell no. Then niggas got shit going on. I'm paranoid too and shit. Sounds. And I said, fuck all that. I watch you. You go ahead and you do that. You know what I'm saying? But they beat me in the head for like 2 hours. They was like, no. They got people with safety things next to you. So they was like, no, you could do this, and your daughters could, they could be the safety people if you want. Just try it out. If you don't like it, just take it right off. And I was like, God damn it, let me put on this shit. Man, I was like, yo, let me play one more time. Let me play one more time. Let me play one more time.
It's addicting,
it was like,
yo.
bro,
It's addicting.
Man, it was like, listen, we got to
It's
close.
addicting.
I was like, oh, so y'all want to act like old school crack dealers and shit, the first sample free. And then once a nigga get turned on and shit, now you're like, oh, we got to pack up. You know what I'm saying? Hit me on the cell phone.
That's
like,
how they got me. They got me the same way walking in Best Buy. I said, what the fuck is this? What is this shit? And once I put it on, I was like, yo, this shit is, I mean, you know. But
Insane.
this is whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's insane. And you know what's crazy is that technology, although it got a million different, like, insanely positive applications.
Right. It has a lot of negative.
Well, it has negative side effects, again, for the undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? A lot of negative shit is really just niggas undisciplined.
Right.
But the porn industry paid for that technology.
Well, everybody tries to say that. I mean, I've heard that, but really the military was experimenting with it before. I don't know anything about the porn industry. All I know is that the military
had it. Yeah, they had
they
the
were
tech,
experimenting with it, you know.
But the military broke. You know what I'm saying? So somebody else got to put the bread up.
Yeah.
You know so the military got the shit. You know what I'm saying? But somebody else had to put that bread up. And the porn nigga was like, listen, this porno should get ready to go to another level where the nigga could really be in the room with shorty. Like we could put you there. Like you could be in the top of the pyramid with whoever. Like you could be like
you can go
Halle Berry in the top of the pyramid with your program in there. Like so, yeah, they pay for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, here's a question for you. I heard a couple of brothers talking about turpentine. Is that good for you? And we know that grows in the South.
It's dangerous.
They say it's dangerous. Mm-hmm.
Dangerous. Yeah, certain shit I gotta try to be extra responsible with because a lot of people listen to what I say.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned over the years you got to be careful online because 9 out of the 10 people you talk to is undisciplined niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they gonna do like if you tell them turpentine good, they just gonna go get a bottle of turpentine and try to drink it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
these guys, was telling me this. They saying you can go out and actually pick it and extrapolate the whatever.
No, it's absolutely
whatever.
No, it's absolutely amazing for a lot of different things.
Right.
Pine tree extract. Oh my God, I use pine in so many different ways. Pine is amazing. Pine is the original growing factor of the planet. Everything grows. That's the original steroid is pollen. The original steroid is pollen. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes everything grow. But when we got outside of our natural paradigm, we started to lose our microbiome or change. It changed, and a lot of people now they can't handle pollens. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Especially you live down south, man. Once the pollen season come in, that's no joke.
Man, we did we reversed a lot of people's allergies by just changing their diet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a slow process. You know what I'm saying? Because you're really changing the microbiome. And I one of them questions was asked earlier, and I didn't get to hit to the microbiome because they asked 2 questions. So I did the top question, and we didn't circle back to the microbiome. But your microbiome, just to circle back now that we're here, is the most important untapped and unexplored aspect of your health in your body. You have more genetic, you have 10 times, by some estimates 100 times, but safe guess, you have 10 times the amount of genetic material in your body from your microbiome than you do from your own body. And that's without counting the mitochondria as a part of the microbiome. My theory is that the mitochondria is a part of the microbiome, which is the reason why our ancestors talked about serpents in our body and the serpent nature, or getting the inner demon under control and this, that, and the other. That inner demon is your actual mitochondria. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like we don't have to live in a time because of technology's advances where we deal with hypotheticals and fantasy shit. Mitochondria controls everything in your body. If you get them under control, you got to discipline them and work them and make them do what you want them to do.
if you let mitochondria get out of control, you're gonna be watching Pornhub 3 times a day. You're gonna be an alcoholic. You're gonna be, they control your addiction. They control the addiction that you have to different drugs, to different foods, to different everything. You know what I'm saying? Toxic fucking relationships. Everything is, these niggas got you hostage. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you eat, it doesn't go to your cell. It goes to your mitochondria. Your body don't run off of the food. The food go in your body, and then it goes through the citric acid or the tricarboxylic acid cycle, same thing.
Right.
And it gets broken down so that you can feed, you know, electricity or electrons into the mitochondria. And then the mitochondria is what recycles the ATP, and that ATP is what powers the cell when it gives off that light.
Wow.
That light is what powers the cell from the ATP. So the food powers the mitochondria then in turn powers. Now your cell could make a little bit.
I'm familiar a little bit with mitochondria, and mitochondria is the cell within the cell, correct?
Right. It's a separate organism that supposedly millions of years ago, there were single cell organisms, and one of them, quote unquote, accidentally swallowed a mitochondria, and then the mitochondria and this cell, you know, married happily ever after. My opinion is that it happened the opposite way. That the mitochondria invaded the cell and took over the cell, because the mitochondria was the one that needed somewhere to hide and needed protection.
Right.
So the mitochondria gets to hide and get protection inside your cell, and it gets to reproduce, and it's autonomous in your cell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the cell that reproduces on their own.
Yeah, it does its own fucking thing in there. It's its own niggas. And that, to me, that was scary to find out that some other shit lives inside my body that it's another nigga in there. This nigga just got his own program. This motherfucker is doing his own thing.
They also say that this cell, the mitochondria, you know what I mean? Mitochondria DNA is where intelligent beings were able to procreate without the assistance of a male. They were able to procreate on their own. This is what they're saying. That's
when they fly off the deep end. That's
right.
It's a lot of people.
That's what they be putting that information out there. A lot of them, a lot of brothers put it out there.
I don't know. Well, listen, I'm trying to behave myself. Listen. My first time on Killah Priest show.
Well, no, you can go ahead on here.
Wait, no. But I'm just saying. Hold on. I just want to give you something. My first time on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Like the vibe.
We want to hear it.
Come back. So I'm trying to behave myself. You know what I'm saying? But normally, I would have opened up the show and said, "Listen, y'all niggas just had Lord Jamal up on this motherfucker said the earth was flat."
Oh man, that was crazy.
Now we would have to ask. I would have to ask Lord Jamal. I had to say, Lord Jamal, did Father Allah teach that the earth was flat?
Well,
now, if Father Allah didn't teach that the earth was flat, are you no longer 5%? You see what I'm saying?
Well, he said.
That's not supreme mathematics.
He's saying that they got to update their information.
Everything was a cipher, Lord. So I don't
okay, so look, let me do it like this, right? So when we updating information, right, we can't go past the basics, and sometimes we try to go so deep, just for controversy and viewership. Like we just want to say crazy things to make people go. To look at us, you know what I'm saying? But if we just use our common sense, we know that the earth is made of what? 3/4 of water.
Yes, that's
okay. So that'll tell you right there. It's no such thing as flat water, bro. How would like that? Don't even make sense. If the earth is 3/4 water, that means that you have it's a malleable, round-ish type of shape, because you have equal forces acting on it from all sides. So if you have equal forces acting on a gelatinous substance from all sides, you're going to get a round shape.
Well, you know, they don't believe in the force of gravity. They think that's a theory. So
gravity has to have nothing to do with this. We're talking about electromagnetism.
Oh, okay. Right.
And none of them can operate outside of electromagnetism, because in order to get outside of electromagnetism, you would have to leave atoms and leave plasma and leave all of the things that make sensible sense.
The things that hold atoms together is electromagnetism. So
there you go. You get my
all
bond
of
for
the
that one.
all of the world, the universe works on electromagnetism.
Man,
So so the fact that we have a gelatinous planet, meaning it's not a fluid, it's a gelatinous planet. That means that the equal forces operating on it is going to put it into a round-ish type of shape. This is not a land mass based planet. Now, if this was a land mass, like if 3/4 of this motherfucker was rock and it was water on rock, then that might be a conversation. But since the rock is a little bit floating around in a lot of bit of water, that's not even how
a
that.
rock is not even flat. A rock is not flat.
Right. So
You know,
it's tough.
we can go
all the
down
way
to the
up.
museum down
So
here.
you gotta
so-
remember
so-
how you gotta remember too also that everything is in balance. So being that there's more water on this planet than there is land mass, that's what balances out because
Everything.
water is 1/3 of solid. You know what I'm saying? But
Correct.
it's 3/4 of the earth. So there go a perfect mathematical equation right there.
And if you take it a step further, Lord Jamar just had a nigga on his channel talking about he was activating chakras with herbs. First of all, there is no such thing as a fucking chakra. Niggas have to knock that off.
Well,
it's not a
hold
red
on.
chakra,
Hold
green
on
chakra,
now.
blue
That's a
chakra,
whole
there are
different
no
debate
chakras.
right
That's a
there.
whole-
bro,
that's a
bro.
whole- that's
I mean,
another
we'll get the
debate.
chakra
Debate.
man.
Hold on.
Because you
whoa.
know what happens
debate.
is they want to use the Eastern. They like to use Eastern philosophies.
Me too.
And yeah. And you know, I think what's happening is that you have science and then you have your metaphysics.
No. Let me tell you what's happening.
All right, go ahead.
Ignorance and laziness and niggas going insane. So
Niggas going straight insane. Huh?
Listen.
Yeah.
No. I had a long listen. I was debating with these niggas for about a year about chakras. And the craziest thing is I asked every one of them, and I'm talking about Bro Sanchez, Nature Boy. Like I'm talking about the guys that's really out there with this. I asked all of them. I said, hey, have you heard of the Upanishads? And all of them, without fail, all of them niggas said, what's that?
They don't know what the Upanishads is?
The moment they say, what's that? Then the conversation's finished.
Oh,
because
man.
the Upanishads is the origin of chakras.
Yeah.
And when
That's
you
what they-
read the Upanishads, it tells you that the chakras are imagined.
Yeah.
The chakra system is an imaginary system so that you can begin to use your mind to access the inner faculties and learn how to manage that electricity and that magnetism and that light that I was saying.
Yeah. All
So
right.
That's what I was gonna.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
It's
Okay.
like
That's what
giving-
I was gonna go into because you
it's
just
a
spoke
real
about like
system.
Yeah.
It's a real system that you use, but it's mixed in with the 70s hippies spin on the shit, which is why all these goofy niggas is doing weird sex with their anus and all kind of shit, listening to Bobby Hemmett.
Wow.
You know, Bobby Hemmett is the father of the conscious community homosexuality movement.
Wow.
What? Whoa.
Hold on.
I know. Yeah. I met Bobby Hemmett a few times in Philly. He did a couple of lectures. We used to go down there and listen to him. Damn, I never.
Damn.
Wow.
Bobby Hemmett,
Because he would build on a lot of wild stuff, yo.
No, listen, his number one teaching is that your soul was located down in your anus.
oh man,
The seat of the soul.
That's
Oh,
right.
man.
And the serpent had to come and activate it
Oh man, yo, the serpent.
in order to release that kundalini energy.
So, you know,
No.
that
So he got a
sounds.
student. Wait a minute, he got a student out there named Panic.
Panic.
Now Panic has
Brother
come
Panic.
out and
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
right.
I know who Panic is.
Panic has talked about having female orgasms through the anus, activating his chakras. Absolutely on video.
Oh, he said that on video.
Absolutely.
He's still your homie.
Hold on.
He's
Hold
not
on,
my
we
homie.
gotta-
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I just know him from his lectures. We just know him from his lectures.
He
I don't know.
said, hold on.
But I'm
know
saying
who he is.
listen, all of them promote that soul is in your anus activation, all that, all that. They with all that
Seat of the
anus shit.
chakra.
They with all that anus shit. They with the anus shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't fuck with the anus shit.
You got a question over here.
Yeah, it says. Go
ahead.
It's by Reggie P56. He says, "Don't excessive estrogen feed cancer? Have you studied how BPA from plastic acts on estrogen receptors?
Chat room.
Yep. Yeah. I don't even need to add none to that. That's what that is.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's what
Chat
that is.
room is on. One more for the chat room. Yeah.
That's bugged out. They
Yeah.
teaching people that crazy nonsense.
Like soy milk. Men shouldn't be buying soy milk at all.
Wait, listen. So many people is mad at me about that. They're like, "Yo, what give you the right to talk about our elders like this and this and that?" I'm like, bro. First of all, I'm gonna tell you what give me the right. None of you niggas even have the ability to comment on me because you niggas is watching consciousness on YouTube. I was in those lectures where Bobby Hemmett was teaching as a little boy. I grew up in these places. So I have the ability to say what the fuck I'm saying because I was there spending my money listening to this fucking goofy ass nigga tell me that your soul is in your anus. I see Bobby Hemmett selling niggas angel checks.
Angel checks.
Angel checks.
Damn,
Angel
yo, we just
checks.
Yo, I
Listen,
knew it was something,
fired,
something
yo.
weird about him, man. His eyes is always weird.
listen.
Like, yo.
Angel checks. Listen, fake checks. I'm talking about fake checks. He telling niggas it's angel checks, right? Any number. He's selling you the fake check for $20, and then he telling you to write any number of money on it, and it's going to cash into your bank account.
Angel checks.
And niggas get mad with me. I'm like, yo, he's selling angel checks, telling niggas that to activate your consciousness, it got to go through your anus. And no, you niggas are the problem if y'all don't have a problem with that. I'm not introducing these niggas as teachers to my children. What the fuck's wrong with you niggas? They already wearing skinny jeans. They don't need this shit. So somebody has to come and check this shit. Phil Valentine just did a video where he said, now this is a children's video, mind you. This was a video.
Damn.
That him and Rich did to promote a children's book that
I'm
released.
starting to think you don't like Phil Valentine.
And check this shit out with Phil. This nigga said in the video that the ancient pharaohs of Egypt was coming to America to buy coke back and forth so they could take the coke back to Egypt and snort the coke. Because when you snort coke and crack, that is how you activate the pineal gland DMT release. I said, bro,
You said Phil Valentine was teaching
Phil
this?
Valentine. It's still up. The video's still up. It's a new video. He just did this shit.
Oh, man, he crazy.
Like this summer.
You might as well go down to South America and get some ayahuasca instead of doing that.
Listen, he said that coke and crack, literally shit's in the video. Coke and crack is going to activate the DMT.
Coke and crack, so he ain't just talking about just like the coca plant itself.
No.
Coke, nothing like that.
Cocaine, crack. When you snort it, it's going to activate the pineal gland. I said, see, I have a problem with that. A lot of these niggas don't raise their children. A lot of these niggas is not fathers. So they don't have problems with goofy niggas saying shit that children is going to take literally. Mm-hmm. When you tell a nigga, after you spent, how many years did the conscious community spend building up Egypt? Mm-hmm. So Egypt and some of these young niggas' mind. Look at this goofy ass nigga Pharaoh done tattooed the fucking on his face.
Man.
Nigga done lost his mind.
He bit off Polite. He copied off Polite.
All these niggas are losing their minds because they are part of the chakra anus crew. You see that shit shows up eventually. It shows up eventually.
Wow.
It shows up. So
you got Soldier Boy looking wild. He look, not Soldier Boy. I mean, Nature Boy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's part of the.
Nature Boy. Wait, hold on. Nature Boy created a whole system. Listen to this shit now. You judge Nature how you want to. Nature Boy made a whole new chakra system where there's a brown chakra that represents your anus, and that brown chakra is the. I swear to God, Nature Boy. Me and Nature Boy had a debate. And in the middle of the debate, he pulls out the chakra chart and he goes, well, listen, I don't listen to the other people's chakra system. I got my own. And so when I seen the brown chakra, I said, nigga, what is that right there? I said, well, that's the anus chakra. So that's the anus. So I said, wait. Are you also saying that you got to activate the anus chakra, or is this the most important chakra? And he was like, well, it's the most important organ in your body. I said, okay. See, I can't. Man. We be having, so what happens is there's a lot of things that, if you build with brothers, right? It's a lot of things we're gonna agree on.
The
right?
brown chakra.
So I try to find those things, but every so often there were some things that I disagree on much that to me it overrides all the things I agree on.
Right.
So it's like we could probably disagree on, like me and my man Steve, we talking about the grapefruit. We could disagree on the grapefruit. Fuck the grapefruit. But your soul being located in your anus, I can't necessarily, like, we can't agree to disagree on that one,
The
because
seed of the soul.
you get ready to try to teach that shit online as it's going to be like black empowerment, but really,
What's the other guy named Natural Tahuti? He said the woman can, he said the woman was God. He could just put a vagina up to the sun, boom, she can get pregnant. That's what he taught. Remember that? You remember that? Remember he said that on Side Nutter show.
That was my man. I used to argue with him all the time about that and try to get him to stop coming on live streams with that bullshit. Like, bro, we get it. Black woman needs to be venerated. I got you. She is getting violated, disrespected. We got to bring her back to her place where we put some respect on her name. You know what I'm saying? All three of you niggas, like, we got to pull a international baby on motherfuckers. Like, stop disrespecting the black woman, put some respect.
Yeah.
I get it. But saying that she's God is not scientific, right? Because no, it's just science, right? A God can't produce nothing less than itself, right? So the moment, and I don't agree that males can be God in that capacity, because you can't produce nothing less than yourself. As a God, the moment that I, as a God, have children, I just produce gods, little gods. Because as a God, I can't produce nothing less than a God. So if the black woman is God, the moment she had a son, the black man became God. And if we flip it around, the black man is God. The moment he had a daughter, he produced, like, so that shit goes back to the man, woman, and child. That's how we supposed to keep it and carry it. Man, woman, and child, the family unit. Yeah. We moving away from that man, woman, and child shit, and they doing it by pitting us against each other. So the man is going against the woman going against the man, and the children going against the parents. Meanwhile, everybody else is laughing all the way to the bank, talking some old fake ass entrepreneur bullshit about business, and they tearing your family up. Your family unit is your first corporation, is your first business team.
That's right.
So if you don't have a strong family unit, you got to try to do business with fucking strangers. Strangers don't have a vested interest in seeing you become a fucking millionaire. No, they only want to be close to you because you represent their opportunity to grow. So they're only going to be loyal to you as long as that opportunity exists. The moment they see the opportunity to step on you and get ahead, nigga, that's what it is. So we got to know that family, that blood tie being stuck together, it creates a vibe where that's where you're supposed to start your business. And then as your business grows, now you hire friends, and then as your business, and they all qualified people, of course. You don't hire the goofy ass cousin or whoever, you know what I'm saying? But you dig into the family pool to find your first folks, and then the friends, and then after that, now you start expanding to the, the random, the community at large. Like, let me bring some people in or whatever the case is, but you're supposed to start there. We don't have that home-centric thinking anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done fell off. We all over the place. We're not even like, one of these guys online, I'm not saying his name anymore. I'm not making videos about these guys anymore, but one of these guys online, he thinks that he's exposing me with one, and this shit cracks me up. He'd be like, yeah, and this nigga EnQi ain't even got no job. It's crazy. I got a job. That's how you know this nigga ain't no real bad. He ain't got a job. I'm like, wow. It's 2020 and niggas are still aspiring to be slaves. Like niggas are aspiring to be slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I try to explain to niggas about cars. They was like, yo, Enq, why don't you drive? You know what I'm saying? Because well, until recently, I always had cars parked outside, but I don't drive. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to walk, I'm going to Uber, I'm going to ride my bike. I'm not driving. I don't drive. He's like, yo, what's wrong with you? Why you don't drive? I'm saying, because to me, driving, it represents the brainwashing that we have, that we are proud slaves. I said, nobody with money idolizes manual labor. Driving a fucking car is manual labor. A nigga with money has a driver. I would rather have a $20,000 car and spend the other money paying my driver while I sit in the back fucking seat than have a $500,000 car that I could barely take care of. You know what I'm saying? No, nigga. Sit your ass in the back seat and put somebody in the front, get a driver. Stop idolizing driving and doing work and labor. Like, no. We can't get into our spiritual, mental pursuits fully until we get out of manual labor. We got to cultivate our spirit, cultivate our family ties.
That's what Dr.
Cultivate our intelligence. Yeah.
That's what Dr. Claude said too. He was talking about that.
I realized it because I was doing lectures all over the fucking country, and I'm on buses, I'm on planes, and I'm driving and to replace the buses, the trains, and the planes. And I'm like, this is still not getting it. I'm getting actually less work done driving than I was on Greyhound, than I was on the train, on Amtrak, or than I was on a plane. You know what I'm saying? Because on the Greyhound, the train, on the plane, I got hands free. So I could still study, I could type, I could do shit. When you driving, that people don't really realize, like, okay, if you got a job and you drive maybe an hour to work, an hour back, right? That's 2 hours of driving. That doesn't include any recreational driving. So let's put an hour in for your supermarket drives, your gym drives, your fucking whatever. Let's round it up to 3-4 hours a day. If you sleep 8 hours a day, you're down to 16 hours. So now you done spent 4 of those hours that you got left, not with your family, not cultivating your spirit or your soul, not dealing with none of the real shit that we don't spend. You spent it driving. If motherfuckers died and was able to check the fucking timestamps on their life, that would be one of the fucking things they would want to eliminate. Like, yo, I cannot believe I spent a fourth of my life or a fifth of my life driving in traffic. What the fuck was I thinking?
I guess we got it good on the East Coast. Some of us brothers who maybe grew up on it. Well, I used to, I never had a car before, but
we idolized cars because it represented a stage in life that was beyond the stage in life we was at.
Right.
But we're not supposed to strive. We're not supposed to aspire to survive anymore. We're supposed to aspire to thrive and do our best.
I hear what you're saying.
So you can't do that. Like, I got my best study. Now, I used to live in Jersey.
I mean, everybody different. Not me, myself, personally. I love to drive. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like,
drive for recreation. Don't drive because you have to. You know what I'm saying?
I just love driving, period.
That's a whole, but that's a whole different driving. You know what I'm saying? Because
Men kept gotta drive because he's from Los Angeles. I don't see men. I mean, he's from Compton. He ain't walking in no.
Not walking
People that enjoy the
Long
no, listen.
That when I first
he gotta go to the bodega or some of the market for
no, listen. People that enjoy, listen. People that enjoy a thing, it's not real work.
Right.
When you enjoy something, it's not work.
Right.
So
right.
I'm not necessarily speaking to the people that like really love to drive. Right.
I love to drive.
Yeah, that's something totally different. I'm not one of them people. I'm sitting in traffic for 20 minutes. I'm ready to kill the nigga in front of me. Like I'm cussing niggas out. East Coast, right? I'm fucking blood pressure going crazy. I'm jumping like, yeah, I was a different guy before. So I'm like, nah, fuck that. I drive.
You can't really drive like LA driving. I mean, you got a lot of traffic, man, but man, it's some fun driving out here, especially if you got a car that can handle these roads.
Listen, I love the fact that people feel that way. Because me, I like that same thing just in the passenger seat.
Yeah,
the same everybody.
Nobody else drive me, yo.
That's safety issues.
Yeah,
that's safety. That's trust issues.
Control issues.
Yeah.
That's trust issues. Control issues come from trust issues. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't trust niggas, you got to take control because you trust yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta learn to go to sleep in the car with somebody there. You know what I'm saying?
My queen, I can do it. Anybody else, man?
The man to your right there, you could trust him. You could trust KP. You know what I'm saying? Start with him. Yeah.
To drive?
You're like, wait a minute, I don't know. You're like, I don't know about that.
He's a driver. Men Cap is a driver. Like if you drive with Men Cap. I see them get from here to downtown. That was fast.
Yeah. We had certain people that
5-10 minutes.
You be dipping in
no matter how incapacitated. Yeah, it's certain people that no matter how incapacitated, no matter how sleepy, that you can count on them. But that's 1 in 100. That's not every nigga. Like let's not even pretend that every nigga can drive.
Nah, I got people that drove me and stuff like that before.
Yeah.
You know, I got some people I trust.
And look. It's some people that you could see they making so obvious mistakes when driving. That's what'll cause you to be like, pull over. Let me get in the driver's seat because you just fucking my car up. You're not looking through. Just get out of my. Just come on. Let me get you over here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So in that space, I get it. But just in terms of your life, it's so much that you can do with that time that you would.
That's true. I
enjoy.
agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're
that's something
saying,
you
yo.
enjoy. Wait a minute. Enjoyment is medicine. So you produce different hormones and different compounds in your body based on what you're doing. If you enjoy the drive, you're producing all kind of interleukins and anabolic hormones. You're producing shit that builds your body up. If you're having anxiety, getting stressed the fuck out behind the wheel, and you're killing yourself literally by driving. If you at a job that gives you that same type of negative, you're killing yourself by going to that job every fucking day. So a lot of people with high blood pressure, they need to quit their job, right? They need to break up. They need to break up with their boyfriend or girlfriend. A lot of times it's the job, it's the relationship, it's the other shit that's going on that's putting our stress level through the roof. And every time your body starts to produce cortisol breaks down all of your anabolic hormones. So cortisol actually works with estrogen to bring it back full circle with estrogen. Cortisol clears the way so that estrogen could take over your whole body. Wow. So people stressed all the time, they have a hard time building their muscle up and losing fat because their estrogen is having free range in their body. You know what I'm saying? So anything that you really don't enjoy doing, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's goes back, like I said, with people with money and their health. They just doing what the fuck they want to do. So if you really love to drive, that's something you want to do. You got to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna heal. That's healing for you. That's meditation for you. But you know, and everybody has weird shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to read textbooks. You know what I'm saying? Where niggas like, yo, reading textbooks gives me a headache. I'm ready to fucking set the books on fire. I'm like, well, don't read the fucking textbooks. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me do that and then I can explain them to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let him drive you around. You know what I'm saying? He likes to drive. See, when we came into this world, we all had shit encoded in us that we enjoy doing. Those are the things that we're supposed to maximize and share with the world. Those are our gifts. He supposed to drive. I'm supposed to fucking read these long ass fucking hard ass texts. And, you know, like that's my shit. So, you know, we come in with that. We cover that up with school and, you know, I'm gonna get a good job. Like, what the fuck is a good job? That doesn't even make sense. A good job. Like, that's not even realistic. There ain't no such thing as a good job. There's no such thing as a good job. And I learned it firsthand. You know what I'm saying? I have 10 children. So I'm getting better as a dad as I go along. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the early ones, I was in the old school mindset. I thought a dad was a nigga, you know, you provide the bread, you drop off the bread and keep it moving. You a good dad. You putting the bread there. Nah, nigga, you missing time. You know what I'm saying? You leaving doors open. Like, no, you got to.
You said that right. Black people don't need no jobs. We need corporations and businesses.
Yeah.
That create our economy.
Yeah, and businesses that's grown out of who we are, though.
That's right.
Like a lot of people is getting into entrepreneurship just because they think that they're being told they should, and they're just doing things like that's not natural to them because they think, oh, this can make money. Going back like with the CMOS. You niggas don't know nothing about the CMOS. What are you doing trying to sell CMOS? Nigga, put that down. Go do some shit that you know how to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, that's how everything, because when the bumps in the road come, like the things that make having a business difficult, the only way you really gonna thrive to mega success or even a low level of success is you have to love it so that it's no longer work. If you love what you're doing, it's not work. Just like when he driving, that's not work for him. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's people that love to clean. You know what I'm saying? I know people that love to fucking clean. They will clean up the worst and they love it. Niggas put on music. It's a nigga on YouTube right now that's making a fucking $1 zillion videotaping himself vacuum cleaning. And motherfuckers tunes in to watch this nigga vacuum. He's literally just vacuuming with background music. And this nigga gets millions of fucking views. Because he enjoys vacuum cleaning. Like for some reason, that turns on the dopamine flow in his brain. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have our unique shit. The problem only with our uniqueness is when your uniqueness is damaging to other people. So like if you get a dopamine rush, say from raping someone or some other great, you know, we kind of got to sit you down and isolate you and figure out, you know, what we get to do.
Not kind of. We got to sit his ass all the way down.
Don't say that too much, because there's a lot of people that support pedophiles and they will attack you if
But
you.
shit, I don't support them, so you know.
It gets crazy. No. I got thousands of them after me because so be careful.
You got a question that just came in. It says only been 2 pictures on Earth. It's only been 2 pictures of Earth, one in the 70s and a recent. All this tech and only 2 photos of Earth exist. Excuse me. Earth is the terra. Some 3/4 water exists in the upper firmament kingdom. Flat Earth squad coming out of the woodworks.
It's all right.
You know, you got flat power. What's the other one y'all used, AD?
Listen, none of them could get around.
Flat power.
None of them could get around.
King Dome.
Listen, none of them could get around dealing with the water and the plasma that this planet is based on. This is a fluid planet. A fluid planet cannot have a rigid, fixed shape. That's just period. It's a fluid. It cannot have a fixed shape.
You just kept it raw.
Yeah, it's a fluid. How the fuck is it gonna have a fixed shape? Like, nigga, is it made? Are we saying that the Earth is made out of ice? And you niggas might have a go there.
They got a pizza crust, like an ice crust.
Well, some say that the Earth is hollow. It's hollow in the middle. That's what they say. We don't know.
They gotta stop that. Listen, the person they getting that from is Phil Valentine. That's the same person that says snorting crack cocaine activate the pineal gland to reduce DMT. So we gotta start putting this shit together and start realizing that just because somebody tells me 1,000 things, right, that help me improve my life, it doesn't mean that they can't tell me 10 or 20 things that's absolutely bullshit. The problem is where we begin to see these people as larger than life people. And now we start to feel like everything these persons say, we should just take for, we got to accept
it. Gold.
Nah, nigga, I'm not accepting. Phil Valentine talking about niggas can parachute down into the center of the fucking earth. I'm not accepting Phil talking about snorting crack opens up the DMT in the pineal gland. Like, nigga, what are you talking about, bro? Like,
that sound like something personal he done tried.
Even if, let me say something. Come on now.
Yeah, he said you can parachute. You can parachute.
Man, listen, if you listen to some of these lectures, man, it's some crazy shit in there. It's some crazy shit. Phil Valentine said that Malcolm X was Obama's father.
Wow.
Kid you not. This is on record, on video. This is on video. Wow. See, this is the problem. I've been in this community, so niggas can't tell me nothing. I'm like, I was there. I was there when the nigga said it. Listen, I was there.
Why is he younger than his father? I mean, Obama is younger than Malcolm X. So the child is older than the son. The child is older than his father.
Listen, Malcolm X. He said Malcolm X is Obama's father. That they took the sperm from Malcolm X's nuts and waited and used it in a CIA program to fertilize white folks with Malcolm X semen.
What?
And Obama.
Who said that? You saying
the same person that said you can pass to the center of the earth, and the same person that said that crack cocaine activates the DMT in the pineal.
If what you say is true, Phil Valentine is a wild bull, man.
Listen, all these niggas is wild because not only would they say these things, but then they'll turn around and say to me, yo, EnQi, man, you really out here conning and scamming people, trying to tell people that, herbs and foods is gonna make them healthier. That just doesn't make any sense. In fact, wait a minute. Panic was out there. Panic is on video telling people that herb and food has nothing to do with your health. You gotta activate that soul located in your anus and all that. That's
man. So he trying to say you gotta activate, man.
Listen,
I
them
gotta go
niggas
check
selling
some. We gotta watch some of
online.
these
Listen,
videos.
they were selling online
I wanna
chakra
hear these.
activations.
I
Wait,
would
they were
never have
selling.
thought.
Wait, look, they were selling online chakra activations to protect from the pandemic.
Online chakra activation.
Yeah, now,
To protect you from the pandemic.
I'm trying to put.
Hold on, wait. To protect you from the pandemic, and then
Oh
at the
my
same
God.
time, tell the niggas that the herbal community is ripping niggas off because that's not gonna really help you. And I said, wow.
Wow.
So food
Now,
ain't
ain't-
gonna help, but an online anus activation.
Oh man.
I said, man, here.
Yo,
So look, I'm officially done though. I'm be honest. I'm officially done. 2022. I'm not dealing with any of those people. I'm not talking to them. I'm not talking
Wow.
to them. Like this, I'm only having this conversation
you-
with y'all because this is my first time here, and this is good to get like a year-end wrap-up kind of on shit.
Yeah.
But I'm good with them because I realized
Sound
that
like real beef going down in the hood right there, yo.
You got the
no.
videos?
I'm
got
gonna
the
tell you
videos?
why. You cannot help people that
Do you got the videos? That
absolutely. Hell yeah, I got the videos.
You want to show? You want to show some? Show one or two.
Oh man. Okay, let me hit the share screen.
Oh man.
Yo, listen, we got to see that, man. We got to see that. Yo, shout out, yo.
Let me see what I can find.
Tea ceremony time too, man. We just gonna do this.
We got
right
no
now.
I ain't got no
water,
tea,
yo.
man.
Oh, and it's 11 o'clock. I gotta leave soon. My baby's is like,
All right.
you want o'clock?
All right. Well, this is the moment where we drink tea and build.
Oh, go ahead.
No, we have
Whatever
tea
you
in the
drink,
mind.
EnQi, whatever. If it's water, yeah, I can drink water, whatever. Yeah, I got no tea right. We're gonna let Brother EnQi say that what's name since he's the guest.
We got one. Hold on, we got one.
All of the information. The last 5 years has been actual to living with these mugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bobby.
Yo,
niggas gonna be mad tonight.
Hold on, I gotta hear it.
That's our shit. It's a straight up rich. You gotta understand this thing of what you're dealing with here. The angelic stimulus package. The angelic stimulus package. So we got a check.
Wait, open my share screen so I can share the screen.
Open the share screens, AD.
Oh man.
And a whole host of these.
You said?
They say they call gods in one culture, they call angels in another culture. So the netters, multiple netters that they couldn't carry in when they front the monotheistic stuff, they had to take those multiple netters, and you gotta have the netters.
You gotta share on your side.
Put them into your archangel.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the right
So,
screen.
Judeo-Christian in Islam,
giving me a couple
they
of
become the
different-
archangels. But these archangels existed before Judaism, Christianity, Islam. They come from Phoenicia, Mesopotamia. You see what I'm saying? The Akkadian people, which was pre-dynastic Egyptians. Which was pre-dynastic Egyptians is who? Akhenaten. Okay? Now, we're going somewhere with
The
this.
video
So,
not coming up.
these
God damn
entities are your ancestors. So we got the check one day. We got the ancestors' names on your birthday, the guardian angels, the next couple of days. Now, what this is a check. This is a check. It will give you $2,500 for the rest of your life.
$2,500.
2 weeks.
$2,500. Why is it 25? Because 2 and 5 is God. It's 7.
Man, for the rest of your life, though.
I'm getting ready to go do something in Labor Day.
Hold on. We about to pull this
Mother's Day.
shit up.
They say, hey, goddamn it, we get.
Chill, Bobby. You out of control.
Man, he sound like a TV evangelist, man.
Yeah,
Televangelist.
he's like a guy from down south.
Buy some of this holy water.
See what you gotta
Come
do
straight from
here.
Judea, Nazareth, God body water.
Holy Kool-Aid.
This
Yo, I
water
ain't gonna
comes
lie.
straight from Nazareth.
Yo, Bobby Hemming was wild, man. You got me
Shout out
thinking
to
about
Paul
some of his
God, hey,
lectures. Yeah, he
I got some
We ain't
holy
giving
rocks
up
I'm
on
trying to
this.
sell.
We're gonna get this open.
Right off my land. I give you one rock, $25.
All right, damn, I gotta leave and come back in. Hold on.
He just disappeared. And just like that, he was
Make
gone.
sure you guys like and subscribe. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers, so please like and subscribe to all the rocketeers and craftsmen out there.
Yeah.
You got your tea or your drink together?
The Matrix. I can't wait to go see it, yo, after this, yo.
I already
Saw
seen
it
it
already.
I already
too?
seen it already.
Everybody's
Yep.
seen it but me, man. I feel late.
seen it.
It
You see
just
it?
came out today.
What you got, HBO Plus?
Yes, sir. I
Yeah, I
saw
seen
it
it.
last night.
Yep, at 12 o'clock. You too, Priest, you seen it?
I seen it.
Wow.
Yeah,
The one part.
I seen it.
Did
It
everybody
jumped out
like
the
it?
window.
Was it a consensus that everybody liked it?
Yeah, I spoke to Sophia. Sophia's too tired. She gonna be here
I
next
don't know.
time.
I talked to you
Oh,
after
man.
that.
Hey.
Oh no, I gotta take it off the title.
And we live. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me get Bobby back up here. Come on, Bobby, so we can see you out here with your family.
Uh-oh.
Sophia says she's too tired.
Oh, man.
Man, I made a cool background and everything.
Oh,
right,
man.
Next
Angelic
time.
Next time we gonna do it, man.
Angelic stimulus
AD got the
package.
ill.
Oh wow.
The illest engineer of all time with
Thank
the
you.
MC skills as well.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, no. No
All right, so y'all see that?
Yeah.
Bobby's hitting the angelic stimulus package.
Angelic stimulus package. That's something me and Priest should have came up with for a song. The angelic stimulus package.
Look, and they go to check right there.
The angelic stimulus package.
That's the check.
So we got a check given by the angels.
What?
Wait.
Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael,
Oh,
and a whole host of these particular deities. They say they call gods in one culture, they call angels in another culture. So the netters, multiple netters that they couldn't carry in when they front the monotheistic stuff, they had to take those multiple netters, and you gotta have the netters for shit to work. So what you do, you turn them into your archangels. So the Judeo-Christian in Islam, they become the archangels. But these archangels existed before Judaism, Christianity, Islam. They come from Phoenicia, Mesopotamia. You see what I'm saying? The Akkadian people, which was pre-dynastic Egyptians, is who? Akhenaten. Okay? Now, we're going somewhere with this. So these entities are your ancestors. So we got the check. One day, we got the ancestors' names over your birthday, the guardian angels, the next couple of days. Now, what this is a check. This is a check. It will give you $2,500 for the rest of your life.
He had to think about that, too. He had to think about that.
Your life goes beyond 2 weeks.
Everybody was laughing. They was like, man, you gonna get out of here with that Cracker Jack bar.
Now, $2,500 for the rest of your life. And they gave it to us, and I was getting ready to go do something in Labor Day, on Mother's Day. And they said, hey, goddamn it, we gave you the check. Give it to, I said, oh shit, give it to the people. Now, this is the deal. You sign the check, and this is Bobby Hemmett, $2,500. I've got spiritual supplies, what you want it for. Put the 25 in the box, we put now on there. Now, all this is filled out now. The only thing you got to do is sign your name, sign your guardian angel, and sign what you want it for. We simplified it. Now, so you sign this. Now, it's got this number 8 up in the corner. And the number 8 in the corner means infinity, which means it's not a one-time stimulus package, like the Barack Obama stimulus package or the George W. Bush stimulus package. This is for the rest of your life. You see what I'm saying? Now, we must iterate or reiterate, but we haven't said it yet, so I guess that would be iterate, but we'll go reiterate that prosperity comes in several ways. It's going to come not necessarily all the time monetary. But yes, you will see monetarily $2,500. But then again, you might get some prosperity that'll add up to $2,500 or more. Because the key here is this. We asked the thing, I said, now look, we need to be accurate on this when we're dealing with these spirits. So I don't want to mess up, and I don't want to give nobody some shit that don't work. So I need to know what is the maximum they can put on the check. And those angelic hosts agreed for $2,500. They say don't exceed $2,500. Now, based on the centrifugal force and the actual the spiral force of the universe, it can exceed beyond $2,500 in the prosperity range. But only $2,500 are under. You can put 800. But $2,500, you see what I'm saying, is the maximum you could put. They say, why? Because we're going to be bringing this $2,500 forever. So don't need, see, I can see one time you say 10,000. They say, okay, we'll knock them niggas off and have to deal with them no more.
He said, knock them niggas off and won't have to deal with them no more.
Infinity, and they put the infinity on the check. Only thing you got to do is $2,500. This is the greatest deal where you're going to get $2,500 damn dollars.
Yo,
Yo, man.
yo,
This nigga
EnQi.
smoother than Creflo Dollar.
yo, EnQi.
Hey, listen.
Where's Bobby? Where's Bobby at now, man?
I think he passed away. Did he pass away, EnQi? Is he still with us?
I think he's still with us.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry.
But he told his disciples that he changed into another person. He transformed.
He transformed?
That's the word I got. That Bobby Hemmett is no longer living in the body of Bobby Hemmett. There's another person now occupying that same body. So
man,
if you walk up to the Bobby Hemmett and start talking to him about Bobby Hemmett, whatever, he gonna look at you like he don't know you because he's now a different person or some other shit's going on.
Oh man, yeah. I guess he's like
That's wild out here.
he's like, I guess he's like Old York, huh? He got 19 different incarnations. Huh? You know, York
because York was still in them incarnations. Like Bobby is like he's out now. You know what I'm saying? He done passed off the anal shit to niggas and activated niggas' anus.
Who is that person inside of him now?
That's a good question. But
Yeah,
to be honest, you know, playing with a man's anus or the idea of it is a very dangerous thing.
you got that one. You got that one.
Because listen,
You hear me? We said that word too many times.
I got it recorded, but yeah. So
Play the recording of that.
Just
Play the recording of that. I got people that.
I got look.
Well, you got to show the evidence of that because this is Dr. Phil Valentine.
Yeah,
So
Bobby,
you know,
Hemmett, yo.
All right, so let me see if I can find Bobby. I mean, let me see if I can find Phil with the
I remember Phil did say he knew how to make a nectar appear in the flame, and showed. I don't know if you ever see that video.
AD, you have to read some of the
EnQi funny as hell. You know what I'm talking about. He said that he can. He said that he made a.
AD. Is AD there?
Oh yeah. Right,
Yo, you got to start reading some of the. I think Nye should keep asking you to read a super chat.
No.
Sure.
Yeah, I remember him.
No,
saying
she don't
that.
have a super chat.
Hold on.
Nashia?
Nyasha?
Yeah.
Oh wait, here she is. Okay, hold up. Hold up.
Hey. Chill. It was Billy Carson, Panic, and Phil all in this video at the same time.
Were they at the same lecture? At the same?
No. They was on a live stream.
Oh, they had a live stream. All three of them together.
All four of them. It
All
was
four.
Rich,
Okay.
Panic.
All right.
Wow.
Phil Valentines.
Nyasha says, "Peace, family. They put fluoride in our water and toothpaste to calcify our pineal gland. Is there any supplement we can take to maintain the health of our third eye?"
Okay.
And then she says, "Correction, pineal gland. Forgiving me. I just woke up."
Cool. Your pineal gland is supposed to be calcified. So that's a myth that your pineal gland is being calcified. Your pineal gland is supposed to be calcified. Niggas is gonna go crazy right now. They're gonna be like, yo, this nigga EnQi done lost it. All right, listen, this is what you guys gotta do though. You gotta look up calcite crystals. You have calcite crystals in your ears, and you have calcite crystals in your pineal gland.
It's the calcite crystals in your ears that actually turn what we know of as sound into intelligible information. The same thing is happening in your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is responsible for that. Now, what we're doing is consuming the wrong things. So we're getting the wrong types of calcium in there, and we're not having the corresponding minerals to keep the calcium growth proper. But we're supposed to be feeding those calcite crystals, because once they're gone, you don't have function in your pineal gland. And your real job of your pineal gland is to control the body's serotonin and melatonin. That's what the pineal gland does. The pineal gland takes serotonin and converts that into melatonin to regulate all of your body's healing, to regulate your body's ability to even synthesize information. When we go to sleep at night, that's when your body takes, your mind takes your information and synthesizes it and stores it in various ways. So we miss out. Not only do you have a healing physical process, but there's a healing mental process. You know what I'm saying? That happens at night. And when we don't get the right sleep, we start to damage the conversion for serotonin to melatonin. Now we start to have problems with the pineal gland. And then we have, not having the iron levels, the copper levels, and those things in the body. That affects the pineal gland, because the pineal gland communicates with your blood, your circulatory system. So it's a whole, but you're supposed to have calcium crystals, calcium stones, quote unquote, minerals growing in the pineal gland. You're supposed to have them in your ears. You know what I'm saying? So just look up calcite. And the funny thing about calcite is calcite also produces light. So you have a lot of substances in your body that's there to produce light. You know what I'm saying? Light is what's intelligible. Light is information. Light is the flesh of information. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we run on. That's what we live on. But let me pull up this field shit. Oh, so to keep your pineal running together, you just got to make sure you get them aromatic amino acids, because tryptophan is going to be the star of the show for your pineal gland. Tryptophan is what produces serotonin, and then it's also what produces melatonin. And also, if you're getting deep into the health shit and you following like the white guys and all that, they'll tell you about the sirtuins and the histones and, that kind of conversation. And those things are based on tryptophan. You know what I'm saying? So tryptophan and aromatic amino acid is very crucial. And then making sure that we don't have.
Isn't tryptophan in turkey?
It's definitely tryptophan in turkey. Yeah. If you're getting some good, some decent turkey. You know what I'm saying? And when I say decent, I mean
turkey
like
master
wild.
over there. We got a turkey master, yo.
You eating wild turkey? No. People be calling themselves turkey master because of how they cook them. I'm talking about because of how they grow them. You know what I'm saying? Like these things need to be wild and free from chemicals. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I used to tell people, when you weaning yourself off meat, turkey is if you're weaning yourself off. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to eat meat forever, turkey's a better meat. You know what I'm saying? The demand for meat is one of the main things that makes it a bad, it's such a high demand for meat. They can't meet the demand for meat without chemicals.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or they would have to start, eating more animals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Giraffes, elephants, all kind of shit that have to be thrown into the mix in order to meet the demand for meat. Or they got to use synthetic chemicals to speed up the growth. But hold on, I got to go. Okay, so we got to organize a comeback show. But hold on. Before I get out of here, we're definitely going to pull up this lovely, lovely video. No, we got to pull this up. Come on now. We got to pull this up. I got to show y'all Phil talking about crack is activating niggas' pineal glands.
No.
Especially since we're on the subject of it. Where we at, Phil?
Deal with when the time comes.
That's Panic. That's Brother Panic at the bottom.
Yeah, that's Panic right there.
Oh, and let me tell you something. Panic was having such an opioid crisis during this video. It is insane.
Wow.
Wait, let me see if I can show it. Let me see if I can find it.
I feel like I seen this, John. I must have didn't really.
That's BC. That's Billy.
No, I know, but I feel like I seen this talk, but I didn't listen to the whole thing through.
Billy Carson in the building.
Big up to Billy Carson, man.
He's having a opioid crisis. Hold on, let me see. See if you can catch it with the dope fiend.
Catch him with the dope
Jive
fiend.
turkey. Somebody said that Shin warrior goddess.
Yeah, that Kundalini done got him.
That's panic. Look at panic.
Panic, so that goes away. It's just eliminated.
Just want to again, congratulate you and your family.
Thank you, my brother.
And we will be supporting that definitely. We do have connections. We are mentors for children as well.
So y'all heard him right there. This is where he's talking about the children's book, letting y'all know that this video is about children and all this. They mentors.
So we're definitely going to be talking about that. Next thing I want.
Jail for looking at a 16, 17-year-old.
Kemet. They came over here to get their cocaine. Right.
We had the best shit.
They got it here. We grew the best.
Which speaks back.
Okay. Dr. Valentine, you can close it out on that question, my brother.
Well, I can only say this, that the ancient, what they call pharaohs or the Nasut of ancient Kemet, they came over here to get their cocaine. Right.
We had the best shit.
They got it here.
The Nasut Biti?
Yes,
Right.
the Nasut Biti came over here to explore. And when they opened up a lot of the sarcophaguses, they found cocaine.
Right.
And they found cocaine in the in the bodies when they took the DNA and they took samples of the flesh, because we had mastered how to preserve bodies. So when they were taking apart, some of the so-called pharaohs, and they were doing some DNA, they would find all kind of cocaine.
Wow. Shit.
And they used to know they take ships over here, and they used to and get into the Gulf of Mexico, and they would border their ships with all kind of cocaine and bring it back. And that was actually, and there was something that they used to do. They used to do the gold. They used to take gold and fire it up to a specific heat, and once you heat it up, it begins to turn to a powder.
Yeah,
And that powder was called white powder gold. It used to be called mufkazut. Mufkazut was actually the substance that actually was the same with Sekhmet. Sekhmet and muskazut were together because they would fire up your face and your nostrils. But what it would do is the more you took mufkazut, the less you were able to stay in the sunshine, which was why Imhotep built an underground city. Because after you take,
I just got to make sure I'm putting disclaimers in here.
Yeah.
Because now he getting ready to really go off the deep end. If he didn't go off the deep end already, he getting ready to really go off the deep end.
Well,
Saying how Imhotep and Akhenaten had a secret underground city so that they could snort cocaine and mufkazut. I just like, this is the kind of shit.
It must have been illegal.
And I'm like, how do we allow this to happen? And how do we expect other races to respect us when our own people disrespect our legacy like this?
you begin turning into that vampire energy.
Ooh. Wow.
And when they were chasing Akhenaten and his boys out of when Horemheb tasked Ramesses to kick Akhenaten out of Amana, they snatched up a whole barrel full of mufkazut.
Damn.
And
mufkazut.
Yeah, that's what we teaching about it.
I'm down.
Well, you got to find. No, that's how they were dealing with anti-gravity. Because
right, I remember you guys teaching on that.
Right, and, when you heat up gold, the white powder gold, when you hit that up, and it displaces the electromagnetic field, and you could lift 10, 20, 30, 40 ton box and just fit them in very nicely.
You said that's how they did the pyramids.
That's how they did the first eye is where the fuel that opens it up is the N-dimethyltryptamine. And when you raise that kundalini and kick that bad boy in, That's what lights the lamp of God. You snort that up, it kicks in the M-dimethyl, become a sigil for this world that the computer is building. And you are the ones that's teaching the computer what a human is, and they're making you obsolete. So now, if you are not dealing with your spirituality, and that's the reason why they put that cocaine in there, because the M-dimethyltryptamine, when you snort that up, it kicks in the N-dimethyltryptamine, and your body has the strongest psychotropic. I don't care if it's cocaine, it could be crack, all of that. Your body has the highest and most purest and the strongest form of get high that can be created. Your brain does that.
Right.
Okay. And that's what they don't want you to tap into, because once you raise the first eye, not the third, because the first eye, this was the eye that was created first. These two, they match the dual plane. They came afterwards. First eye is where the fuel that opens it up is the N-dimethyltryptamine. And when you raise that kundalini and kick that bad boy in, that's what lights the lamp of God that taketh away the sins of the world.
So this nigga just explained on a video that he's made to mentor children that snorting coke and crack can allow you to open up the pathway to motherfucking God. The kingdom of heaven starts with snorting coke and crack. I said, it's just...
Well, you know, they say it could be pseudo, right? But they say that the so-called mafkuzet can be battered down, monatomic gold, you know, and they say that that's some kind of an elixir, right? This is what they saying. You know what I'm talking about, EnQi.
Monatomic gold is a real thing.
That's real, though. Yeah.
But if
Sniffing it up, though, I don't know where they get that from.
Right. So once you add in the part where you're stealing barrels of mufkazoo to mix it with cocaine, so you could snort it, like once you and then somehow Imhotep and Akhenaten is running through the town together because they got a secret, like they got a whole. If you listen to this nigga, you gotta really say, so wait a minute, these niggas got a fleet of ships where they going to get cocaine back and forth, and they bringing it back, mixing it with mufkazoo, and then they so strung out on this shit that they got to build an underground city because the cocaine is stopping them from absorbing sunlight with the mufkazoo. I said, come on,
yo, hold on. Now here's the thing. They do say that they I forget what Nisut BT it was, but they did find a coca leaf inside the so-called but here's that's already been refuted, right? There's two forms of coca. There's the one leaf that grows in South America, and then there's a coca leaf that grows in Africa, right? Dr. Ivan Van Sertima was arguing this point in one of his books with the other guy from South America, but it was two different leaves.
Well, listen,
two different plants.
The thing with the coca leaf, right?
So
here's the shit that people that don't know plants, because see, a lot of people that's in the holistic world, they become herbalists by watching other niggas' videos.
Right.
So they watch like 20 or 30 Dr. Sabi or Dr. EnQi videos, then all of a sudden they're herbalists.
Yeah.
Niggas have never read one book on herbs. They don't know anything about plant anatomy, right? So the first thing you would know about cocaine is that it's the alkaloids that's in there that's active. So that leaf by itself, it's a pain medication. So this is why you have the pharaohs and all that having this in their system. The same way you have niggas every day. When we go to the when we get a toothache, we go right to the supermarket and we get Oragel, Benadryls, all them. Those is all fucking cocaine derivatives. We use them to numb pain. You know what I'm saying? Also, them leaves is like coffee.
Right.
That shit keep your ass awake. So and niggas drink coffee all fucking day right now.
Yeah.
Like we're forgetting that there's a core part of us that doesn't change. So why would we immediately say that the pharaohs, and this is how black people are disrespected everywhere, because we always got to go to the lowest level when it's describing our activity. So when everybody else in the world uses fucking cocaine, they're using it as an analgesic to numb pain and to heal the, all this other shit. The moment that niggas get involved with it, oh, they was getting high and fucking, and they was building underground shit where they can. He turned it into Dracula and all kind of shit. Now, Imhotep and Akhenaten was turning into Dracula because they was getting cocaine. But I said, come on, bro, what the fuck are we doing?
Hold on. When he said they was doing it underground, what was it illegal then?
No. It was what was happening was the cocaine and the mufkazoo was turning them into vampires. So they could no longer.
He said, know what he was saying. Like he gave him in a vampire effect. What he probably really wanted to say was it gave him immortality. It made him immortal.
We go cold Phil Valentine.
Maybe that was a lack of a better word, right? Dracula, the Dracula effect.
Listen, I'm gonna bring him back so we can make sure we get it right.
Okay, yeah. Do this.
Let's bring Phil back so you can hear Phil say that they was snorting the coke and the mufkazoo.
And it made the pyramids. He said
it turned the he said anti-gravity and made the
they find all kind of cocaine up in the
They didn't say anything, yo.
No, they used to take ships over here and they used to catch the current and get into the Gulf of Mexico. And they would border their ships with all kind of cocaine and bring it up. And that was actually
reenact this shit.
There was something that they used to do. They used to do the gold. They used to take gold and fire it up to a specific heat. And once you heat it up, it begins to turn to a powder. And that powder is called white powder gold.
Y'all crazy, man.
Look at the crack pipe.
Yeah, priest. Pretty crazy, man.
Hold on. Fuck that. I'm riding with you, priest. We ride till the wheels fall off. I believe that Phil Valentine is trying to take credit for discovering ancient crack smoking techniques.
Yo, man, that's what I'm talking about. Yo,
heated up to a certain point.
That do sound like word. That sound like the Pyrex John. That's what that sound right. That sound just like that. You put the gold in the jar, you get the lighter, you heat it up. That's how cats in the hood. That's what you know what I mean. That's what they do. That's how you make crack.
Listen, I can't make this shit up, family. Listen, I can't make this up.
Sekhmet and Muskuzut were together because they would fire up your face and your nostrils. But what he would do is
fire it up your face and nostrils. Come on now.
That sound like he done did that before, though. That's the cold thing about it, though. You sound like.
Oh, wait. Here we go. Right here. Wait, I'm gonna bring it back for you.
It begins to turn.
You're not sharing, just so you know.
And that powder was called white powder gold. It used to be called Mufkazut. Mufkazut was actually the substance that actually was the same with Sekhmet. Sekhmet and Muskuzut were together because they would fire up your face and your nostrils. But what he would do is the more you took Mufkazut, the less you were able to stay in the sunshine, which was why Imhotep built an underground city. Because after you take it, you begin turning into that vampire energy.
Ooh.
And when they were
niggas got ad-libs on this shit and all that.
when they were chasing Akhenaten and his boys out of when Horemheb tasked Ramesu.
Now, it might only be me, but when he does that little nose touch right there in the middle of this story, I gotta think that's Phil sniffing coke.
Look,
here you go.
And when they were chasing Akhenaten and his boys out of when Horemheb.
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all wild with it, man.
Yo, listen. And a lot of these old niggas, I done caught them niggas with long pinky nails. I'm gonna leave it there.
Tasked Ramesu or Ramesses to kick Akhenaten out of Amana. They snatched up a whole barrelfuls of Mufkazut.
Damn.
And
Mufkazut.
Yeah, that's what we teach you about it.
I'm down.
Well, you gotta find that's how they were dealing with anti-gravity.
Right.
And
that nigga just co-sign that shit just like that.
You give it a stamp. Bow. Right.
Yeah. And so when I come out off the top rope and hit niggas in the head with the bell on my Mean Gene Okerlund shit, Everybody say, "Oh, EnQi, how dare you say something about?" I said, "Well, listen, somebody got to stop this shit. How far is this shit going? Like, we already got Bobby talking about activating your anus to turn you. I mean, and now Phil talking about you got to snort coke and cry. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? What are we doing?" And then when we look at niggas like Pharaoh, he done got into all these feminine movements. He's shooting at bitches. What? Like, this is the direct result of this behavior. Pharaoh is not his fault. Pharaoh is our fault. We allowed this to happen. This slippery slope that we went down. People don't understand how you're telling people that these is the elders. These are the guys, the smartest niggas on earth. Okay, so we got Bobby, Phil, and Delbert. Delbert is telling niggas that I don't even want to deal with Delbert.
Delbert Blair? Delbert Blair?
Oh my God. I'm gonna leave Delbert alone for the night.
Delbert Blair? Oh man, come on, not Delbert Blair, man. That's
the wildest shit on earth.
What
Man. That's a wild story.
No,
I'll come back and tell him. Listen, I'll come back and tell him. I'll come back and tell some stories.
You gotta say that Delbert Blair.
Oh man.
Man,
yo, I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard Delbert Blair, man, I thought he was a robot. Yo, he sounded like a straight up robot.
Listen, Delbert Blair. I seen Delbert Blair tell niggas all kind of crazy shit, man. He said a lot of wild stuff.
He said a lot of wild stuff, man.
No. Look, the most famous one though, he known for selling them radiation package. You put it on the cell phone and it delete all the radiation.
What?
And then he say you could put it on your plate, and when you put your food in the microwave, no radiation from the microwave will go in your food. I said, hold on. See, that's how I know you niggas is dumb motherfuckers right now. I could tell I'm in a room full of illiterate niggas, because if you have something in the microwave that stops the radiation from going in the food won't heat up, niggas. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas? If the thing worked to stop the radiation, when he put the food in the microwave, it would come back out cold. The fact that the food is hot means the shit got fucking. I said, man, y'all niggas crazy. So one day we're in Atlanta doing a lecture, and Delbert goes up and somebody asks him about the damn things. And he starts to telling the story about how he got them. And he says that they come from another planet. That it was two white guys in the desert, and they was walking until they found a cave. And in the cave, there was an alien. And the alien said, Earth is going to die from cancer. Here's a alien technology to save the world. And then they got in their ships and left. So I said, raised my hand and said, I waited for him to call him and said, so if you sell out, you can't get no more because the aliens left, right? And this is not on Earth. He said, correct. I said, okay. Hand go up again. So after my hand went up a few times, he was like, yo, no more questions to you. You're fucking up the class.
You came with the sword that day. That's what happened.
No, it just was you saying crazy things.
We do ask questions. I'm like that, EnQi. I do ask questions, man. You gotta ask questions.
Aliens was hiding in the cave because they knew that two white niggas was gonna be stranded, was gonna find the cave, and they was in the cave and they couldn't leave Earth until they gave away this technology because their mission was to give away. I said, hold on. These is aliens with advanced technology. Why would they be waiting in cave for hundreds of years if they already knew when the white guys was coming? Why wouldn't they just come on time? Secondly, how the fuck do you keep reeing up, my nigga, and selling niggas more and more of these goddamn things if they came from another planet, nigga? Once they sold out of the first bag, that was it. Are you saying that the aliens keep coming back, dropping off re-up for you niggas? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Got an international connect.
Come on now.
The intergalactical connect.
Yeah, intergalactical connect.
Over the set.
Yo, man. Wow.
Collect.
Hey, man, but you know, here's the thing. We got to talk about this kind of stuff.
I just make all of these people angry when I bring this up because they all say I don't have the right to discuss these things. They be mad with me.
Nah, you got the right. You got the right.
Yeah. What's your predictions for 22? Yeah. What's your predictions for next year?
My prediction for next year is that things will get worse. I mean, if we're talking about politically, the world over, the people that are in charge are getting a taste of unchecked power, and we know that that is the most addictive drug on earth. So that's not going to stop. At the same time,
we have delved into a dark ages. Black people right now are in the dark ages. We don't know it, but that's why we're in the dark ages. That's why we have people that will fight tooth and nail to defend people that, you know, like are raping children or you know, just, you know, allegedly. You know, just a lot of it's insanity. You know what I'm saying? So we're in a period right now where people really got to lock in. Your discipline got to come up, you know, and the reason why your discipline got to come up is because you got to be able to hold your own feet to the fire in terms of your health. Like, it's too much wild shit going on. And the first thing I told people with the situation that's floating around right now is that it's not gonna stop anytime soon. You niggas gotta get rid of that in your mind. This shit ain't going nowhere no time soon, because it's gonna always be another version floating around. And they said, well, how do you know that? I said, simple. Because this virus has been in our atmosphere and in all of our ancestors the last million years or so. So if you subscribe to the philosophy that there was dinosaurs and cavemen and we evolved from that, I guarantee you that this same the you dig, they had the you dig. If you are a subscriber to Adam and Eve and the Garden, I guarantee you niggas outside the Garden of Eve had the motherfucking you dig. It's been around since the beginning and it's not going anywhere. The only problem is that our immune systems get weaker and weaker and weaker as we go on, because we're getting further away from our square. So things that we was able to live with that wouldn't affect us is now affecting us. And the evidence is the proof is that they keep telling you that there's so many people that's asymptomatic. You're like, what the fuck is that? Oh, well, that means that you're infected, but you don't have any symptoms. Oh, so you mean this thing was around for a long time and people wasn't coming down with. So what is the thing that's, well, if you got metabolic issues, if you're fat, if you're old, all these things put you at high risk. Well, all those are the things that we should be taking care of. Why is it that we got so many obese people in America? Mm-hmm. It's only in America that the obesity problem is like it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Only in America. Only in America do so many people kill each other. Murder doesn't happen like it does in America and other countries. I mean, murder happens all over the world. But the numbers, like there's literally the numbers for America is insane. The drug use, 95% of the world's illegal drug use happens in America. Mm-hmm. Like all this shit going on right here. And the reason is because America is the motherfucking trap. Niggas with money don't live in America. They come and hustle in America and they go back to wherever the fuck they live at. China, Haiti, Jamaica,
Dubai,
Germany, them niggas, Dubai, wherever the fuck they live at. Mm-hmm. So we just happen to be the motherfuckers that live in the trap. We them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we got to figure this shit out. And it starts with us. You know what I'm saying? We got to take pride in ourselves and turn our neighborhoods and our places, our families. We got to just have discipline. You know what I'm saying? We got to hold each other down though. Like we got to take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like we keep thinking somebody else coming to fix this shit. So the school system bad. Oh, somebody got to teach these kids. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Nigga, ain't them your kids? Like what the fuck are we talking about? Somebody got to teach these kids. Nigga, you do. Them your babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. These people teachers getting paid $30,000 a year, man. They not fucking wrestling with your kid. You don't even want to deal with your kid. And that's your kid. Get the fuck out of here. You can't pay nobody to deal with your wild ass kids. They all fucking hyped up from Frosty Flakes mixed with Pop Tarts and all that shit at 7 o'clock in the morning. The hell no. So when them people come in there and them kids is wild as hell, they just let them kids go wild. They trying to get out of there with their own sanity. You know what I'm saying? We got to teach our babies. We got to feed our babies. We got to do, you know, it's us. It's on us. You know what I'm saying? It's on us. We got to do
self-savior.
To save us. We Jesus, Allah, Buddha, all them niggas, man. We gods. We got to, you know, that'd be my problem with some of the gods. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas, God mean you taking responsibility. Mm-hmm. God mean you accountable for this shit. You in control. So if you in control, nigga, what we doing? We keep asking other niggas to step in. Like, are we gods or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? So it's up to us to build and destroy.
So you said that you're going to get worse.
Oh, things definitely gonna get worse because niggas done lost their mind. We don't have an idea of we don't have a priority system. Like we're the only community of people on earth that don't have a R&D, like that don't put money into R&D. You know, like every other group of people, they have a system. Jewish, Spanish, Puerto Rican, everybody puts money into research and development of the things that they need for their own community.
I think our community out here in LA does. The black community out here.
Nah, see, that's when you start separating that's not real. That's not a part of the culture. That's an isolated thing. So you have pockets of people that get together and get busy, but you don't have us as a group, like black people in general. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have that in place. The shit that we used to have in place was the church. You know what I'm saying? We're the church, but then, you know, that shit got crazy. The pastors and preachers, they got too much power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And the money started to go on diamond rings and Rolls Royces, and, you know, it got crazy. You know what I'm saying? But the church used to be revolutionary back in the day. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit went down. Like the church was the spot. You know what I'm saying?
That's why that was the first one that got closed down during the dig.
Facts.
Yeah. Any form of rebellion, because they know that, especially in our community, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go back and study Martin Luther King, it's the church that saved us to a certain extent.
Man, we go
We
back.
didn't even have no guns. All we had was the Bible.
All the way back to slave time. Once we got our ass whooped and pointed, they whooping our ass, pointed at that book enough, niggas decided, hey, listen, I don't give a fuck what they say. I'm gonna get a copy of that motherfucker and read it my damn self.
For real. Yeah, for real. You ain't lying.
And shit, we
that shit right against
man, like, hold on now, we gotta figure this shit out, because niggas whooping our ass and they keep pointing at this fucking book. Shit, we gotta let me get one of them damn books. So, you know, we started to, you know, cultivate our own shit, and we got away from that. You know what I'm saying? Now, niggas like to pretend they smart, and by pretending they smart, they want to knock all of the systems of cohesion. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And cohesion is more important to me for group survival than intelligence.
True indeed. Yeah, I agree with that too. Because I've been
in a lot. 100 smart niggas and you put them in one group, and you take 100 dumb niggas and you put them over here, and you just separate them. The 100 smart niggas is going to eat each other alive because they all going to be competing to be the main person. The dumb guys, they not even concerned with that. That shit is not even an issue. They just going to be concerned with comfort and survival. So they're going to know that everything works better in numbers. We could distribute the job load. The workload, we could break it down. We could divide up shit. We could share shit.
They don't have smart people stuff though.
It's the smart niggas. Let me say the synthetic smart niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's the synthetic smart niggas. So we dealing with a lot of that in the community right now.
I think it's a process of elimination right now. I think the oil is separating from the water.
That's a fact. That's why I said it's going to get darker before it gets more light. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get a little darker. Next year it's going to be amazingly crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we vote. Listen, we voted in Biden. Listen, Biden voting in Biden. Listen, voting in Biden was mass hip psychosis.
Man, that's the worst thing I've ever seen black folks ever do in their life, was vote for a dude that used to be the head of the Senate, the foreign Senate community. He used to do all kind of man and shit to black people.
Wait. Come on, the crazy, it gets crazier than that for me, because they voted him in on the heels of police brutality. I said, wait a minute, you dumb motherfuckers. How dare you say that it's police brutality while you voting in Biden, and Biden is the author of police brutality.
That's right. You signed
literally the laws. That's right. The laws that's on the books that allows them to whoop niggas' ass and shoot niggas and all that and get away was authored by Biden. So how the fuck do you say we're going to stop this police brutality? We're going to bring in Biden. I'm like, no, nigga, we're going to bring in anybody but Biden.
My uncle told me that Biden changed. He was a changed man. And I was like, for real, Uncle, you believe that? This man been terrorizing us since the 50s, yo.
Let me tell you, everybody has the right to change. You know what I'm saying? And I would say to those people, because they was all saying the same thing to me, I said, well, that's a great and beautiful motherfucking thing for Biden. But we don't need to have him in office because he changed. Let that motherfucker change into retirement. We need some new, fresh niggas with new, fresh ideas. I'm in favor of even new, fresh niggas that's going to fuck it all the way up. That's fine. Fuck it up a new way than what has been fucked up before.
Yeah.
this same old shit gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Man. We live in a world where dead people is running this world. We gotta stop this shit. We running off of books that was 400-500 years ago. The people that wrote the laws that we live by, them niggas don't know what internet is. They don't know what Wi-Fi is. They don't know what social media is. They don't know what hacking is. They don't know what they don't know none of this shit about the world we live in. The world we live in is very young. Remember, we old enough to remember there was no fucking cell phones. I explain this to my children all the time. I'm like, listen, the difference between my world and your world is this. I don't trust these fucking electronics. I use them, but I don't trust them. You niggas in your generation, y'all trust this because y'all was born into it. When y'all was born into this world, these computers and internet existed. We existed before this shit, so we look at them a certain type of way. That's why you goofy niggas think it's okay to threaten to kill niggas and shoot niggas and all that shit on video. You run, I'm pulling up and I got the live stream going. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'll be looking at that shit crazy.
But that's because they're in the fish bowl like fish. They don't know they wet. They was born into a world where the Wi-Fi, the live stream, all that's a part of their world. They don't know a world without that. But we do. So we looking at that like skeptical, like, oh, that's cool to use sometime, nigga, but that you got to turn that off sometime. They don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different perspectives and shit. We just gotta, the gods gotta build again. God stopped building. The conscious community don't even build. Conscious community is about pedophilia and all that type of shit now.
Damn, that shit sounds terrifying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's still some gods that's out here building, man. It just depends on which ones you come in contact with. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot
right,
of
but now we got to come out to the front though. See, that's the problem. Niggas be building in the dark. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can't put all your moves out there, like you just said, though. You can't put all your moves out there for everybody.
No.
To see.
You don't put the moves out there. You don't put plans and strategies, but you got to put information out there to raise the babies the right way. If we let the people on Front Street that's supposed to be the teachers tell kids to snort crack and put penises in their butt to activate their heavenly, anus chakra and all this other bullshit, we can't be mad when the world looked the way it looked.
But that's the last generation that was saying that, bro. How come the last generation ain't check that?
Because them niggas was doing it. That's why they was all supporting. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you think is supporting these things? If nobody supported that shit, it would stop.
Yeah.
The same thing going on right now.
I think, too, a lot of people, like you said earlier, a lot of people in the conscious community, they get, a lot of the so-called leaders, they get glorified. To the point where they just say anything and everybody just because they're around them be like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's snorting coke. Yeah.
Oh shit, it's midnight. I'm getting off here. I love y'all. Peace. Family, I'll come back. Peace. We've been on here for 4 hours, 5 hours. Shit, I'm out of here.
We be rolling.
Love y'all. Peace.
It was great to build with
y'all. Peace. Minister Dr. EnQi, man. Everybody, that was great, man. It's been that much. I couldn't see none of the super chats and none of the
they been in here building. The super chats been in here just building.
Yeah,
he's going already? Okay, he's going.
Yeah, he dipped out. He flew out. So I'm out of here.
Yeah, that was awesome build, man.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, I never heard all of that stuff from Phil.
Yeah, Phil.
Every time on this show, man, you always hear something. Let me say this to the fans out there, man, to the craftsmen. Never hear nothing like this nowhere else until you come to the Killah Priest podcast, man.
Yeah, I've never heard nobody say that about Phil and Bobby.
He played tape. Bobby Hemmett. Oh man, he said I gotta check.
I used to listen. I used to listen to a lot of them on the side net. Like I heard Panic say some crazy stuff before, man.
Like what?
A lot of that same stuff you talking about, like this. I'm not gonna get into it, but basically the same thing what EnQi was saying. You know, I'm not saying I agree with. You sitting there listening like, yo, this motherfucker crazy. But hey, it's all in how you interpret it, man. I don't know.
That was crazy, man. All right, so let's move on to the music.
Yeah.
AD, you was pretty quiet again, bro.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
How's your sniffle?
It's
real
good.
Quick before we do that, I wasn't so impressed by Matrix 4.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed.
Resurrection.
I thought it was.
I'm not gonna spoil it for nobody, but I wasn't that impressed.
I thought it was alright.
The scene jumping out the windows on the head was fire.
Careful, Priest. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I'm not.
What they say? What were they doing, Priest?
No, don't say it. I don't know.
Right out tonight.
It was cool.
Only I give it like a 3
out of 10.
Sophia,
well, out of 5, I'll give it a 3. You gotta watch it. I watched it like twice. I gotta watch it again.
I'm gonna watch it twice. I'm gonna watch it twice. I only saw it once. I saw it because I thought Sophia. For the fans out there, Sophia just hit me. She said she'll be here. She'll be open for the 26th or something like that. Or she said she did too many interviews today. She was tired, so she didn't come. But we had brother EnQi, man. EnQi was dope, man. Got some knowledge on nutrition.
Just so you know, the 27th we got the Zen Ben's guest Andre, and then on the 29th we've got True Seekers guest Micah Dank. So the next availability would technically be in January the 3rd, Monday.
I think we got Young Pharaoh. Let me see. Let me see about that because we piling up, man. They calling in. Young Pharaoh called in, so.
So do you want to book somebody from Monday the 3rd officially right now?
Yeah, well, Young Pharaoh, well, I'll get back on the phone. I'll let her, because we already had Sophia. Plus, the movie, everybody probably absorbed it back then. And I just want Sophia to break down, because she said it wasn't coming out. And now that it came out.
It's out now.
Yeah. So the 3rd is Young Pharaoh, and then the 5th is Sophia?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you're booked for the next 2 weeks.
I don't like to book stuff online, though. Why are we booking stuff in front of everybody?
Because we're making it official. Do you want to pencil it in and make it, I don't know, maybe, and just go with the wind?
Yeah, but, usually you don't do this. Okay, yeah, just make it official.
Might as well, right? Okay. Is he over there?
Yeah.
You want to shoot him?
Yeah.
You want to shoot him with the air can?
Give him a little air.
Shoot, excuse me.
Going now, yo.
Bless you.
Damn.
Yo, you poking the cat, man?
Cold on cat. The cat came over here and slipped over here by my feet, yo. Mojito, man, the young silent killer, yo. This dude is crazy. He got this cat dandruff flying everywhere.
Cat dandruff. All right. So this is the segment where we play tracks that were submitted by upcoming artists and beat makers.
How many we got tonight?
We got 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Only 3.
First one is by Deadbeat Dylan from the 617. The track is called Akasha. And here we go.
Cool, so.
Shit sound eerie, yo.
Meditation.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear this?
No, I can't hear it.
No, I can hear you.
I don't hear the music.
Oh, okay, hold up.
Can you hear it?
No, I hear it.
I don't know if you want to hear it.
I hate that sound, man.
This one. It's eerie.
It's irritating.
Hey. All right, that was Deadbeat Dylan with Akasha.
Deadbeat Dylan, man, you got some. That sounds like some meditation music, something that you hear if you went into like the metaphysical store. You're burning incense, you're walking through there, and trying to get your new literature, and that's probably kind of like elevator music. No disrespect though.
Mm-hmm. All right, how you like that?
A little part that I did hear.
Yeah, the intro was just was similar to what you were already hearing.
Okay, space, yeah. Space, somebody said suicide. So space, very, very spacey. Like, I don't know if I would record to that just right away, but definitely dope.
For sure. All right, let me bring it back. Next one is by DSC77 from Oakland. This track is called Tigers.
I love tigers.
It's on SoundCloud. Here we go. Alternative, minimalistic.
I like that minimalistic,
experimental.
Minimalistic experiment.
With music publishing, we have to tag and label every song. Right. Keywords. So that's how I would tag this one.
Okay. And it has that
it's got some alien samples in there.
Again, I guess it has to. I wouldn't say it sounds like the last one. That is what it's in the same vein, but maybe a little darker. I wouldn't say you could meditate to that, but
that was it.
I don't know. I think he's definitely. Will you say it again?
Experimental, minimalistic.
Minimalistic. I'll go with you. Go with AD.
It was like a UFO in traffic. It was like, pardon me, excuse me.
Yeah.
Pardon me. They go straight through. It was stopping, going here. Yeah.
Yep.
Remind me of a 90 joint.
Yeah. All right, the last one here is by DJ Aurora Borealis. It's called Kept Calm.
Wait a minute, is it DJ Aurora?
Yeah.
He's a DJ?
That's what he said.
He said, yep. DJ Aurora Borealis.
Mm-hmm.
5, 7, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 2, 5, 7. Yo, Aurora Borealis is energy, the MC squared. The MC's flared. You can call me Michael Jackson, reincarnated, most hated, miscalculated, highly mandated like Obamacare. Yeah, I do care about what you hear. Rat sweet by the head.
Sample too loud.
Talking out their mouth fed up like Mike Brown and Ferguson. One to the cranial, one to the eye. Bullseye, yeah, you gon' die. Ricochet to the mandible, one to the neck, one to the chest. Pneumothorax, lungs collapse. My bullet, Tyrannosaurus Rex. What you want? One to the brachial, one to the radial. Equivocal, sentimental, raw borealis. Give you back like a rental.
You need a bass. There's a kick, but there's no bass.
Squared, the MC's flare like a comet. Raw borealis, shining through your atlas. Paint a vivid picture on your canvas. I got to act uncivilized to civilize. These can't see in my eyes. I'ma pop one of these with the force of the U.S. Air Force. Launching airstrikes on ISIS or Israel or Hamas. 1 ounce of thought is like a nuclear missile being launched. Yeah, it's the EMCE double. Mama raised me, no pops around me. Which led to the cops around me. I got the periodic table up.
All right. I think Mank was feeling those lyrics, huh?
Huh?
Was you feeling those lyrics?
What?
The lyrics?
Huh?
His spitting?
What?
His rapping?
Huh?
But yeah, the string's too loud. You know, I'm gonna say the same thing, and every time he has a sample too loud. But I think he's doing it on purpose. So what can you do?
Yeah, I like the lyrics. The beats. Again, I mean, he got his own thing going on. That's the only thing I say. You know, he's from the dark. He's straight from the graveyard, man.
Huh?
He's from the graveyard. So I don't know. I mean, you know, you gotta give him that. You know, the flow is. I like the flow. Like the beats is whatever. I mean, you know, he got. I think you got to get. I think he can get a little better on the beats, but you know. Oh, keep going.
Man, if you like it, I love it, yo. Keep doing what you like to do. Don't listen to me. It's nobody. Just keep making them hits, sending them in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, keep going.
Borealis.
DJ Aurora Borealis, man.
Yeah.
If you're interested in submitting your tracks for the next episode, go to killerpriest.tv/song promo. Link is in the description. Yeah. That's what's up.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, Priest, it's on you.
All right, man. Damn, we've been rocking out, yo. It's been great, man. I want to say shout out to EnQi for coming through again.
Word.
You know, I'll be back. I'll be back on the panel next time. Stuff. I feel better already, man.
Word.
Just building. Told you that Manuka honey, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
Eating that like it's food. But I'm feeling better.
That's good.
Eating a lot of honey, drinking a lot of lemon water, and some matcha. That's all.
Word.
But just wanted to make sure everybody's all right. Word. I'm glad that everybody's showing up. I see all the love up in the super craft room.
Yeah, it's 505.
Yeah, it's still at 505. Yeah. That's good.
505 and all the way live.
Yeah, 5. Oh, how many hours?
5. We at 505 right now. I mean views.
3 hours and 50 minutes.
Huh?
3 hours, 50 minutes.
Oh, 3. Oh, okay. I was about to say, man.
Which is good. We got to keep our shows under 4 hours for sure.
Word. We just be flowing.
Funny, yeah.
But see, that's a good thing. The guests come on. We let them, you know what I'm saying? We let them get whatever on their chest. We let it get off.
Yeah. It's definitely fun. I'm not gonna front. It was funny. It was funny at the same time, man, when he started playing all that stuff, man. That cocaine, yo. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, yo.
Yeah, Minister EnQi, boy. He be coming with he be chopping heads, but hey.
Thank you, Nasha. I see some of y'all saying get well. I will. But that's it. I mean, that's all I got to say. Y'all got anything to say?
Yeah. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. So please like and subscribe. And if you know anybody else out there, tell them about the Killer Priest Show and make sure that they like and subscribe.
We have a party, yo, when we get to 50.
Yeah.
I don't know where we gonna have it at.
We have it right here, but we just start inviting some females. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You already know.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yo. All right. That's it.
Shit, man, y'all check out jewelsfromthethrone.com, man. Get y'all shields, man. I'm telling you, next year, man, it's gonna be a powerful year, yo. It's no games, man. The heat is gonna be turned all the way up. They just turning it up slow on y'all. Y'all just not peeping it out. But the heat is turning up.
The voltage said 50K before 2022. You think we could get 50K before 2022?
If everybody hit that like and subscribe, stop playing around.
Yeah, and you know, all the Rocketeer and the Craftsmen, you know, put the word out there, man. You know, because we come up here every week and we doing this for y'all. Remember, it's for y'all and to get information to you guys. So you guys make sure you like and subscribe, and that's what it's all about.
Facts.
I'm almost there.
So prepare.
All right. Yo, AD, you can land the plane.
Yeah.
And you want zip
Land the
line
rocket.
over mankind.
Peace out, y'all. Peace and love, man.
Peace. Good chill, dudes.
Ram J.
Kundalini awakening, all the power I obtaining it. Yeah, I be writing scripts. All the pictures I be painting them. Epiphanies I be making them. Universes I be thinking them. All these visions I be seeing them. Kundalini awakening, like the pineal gland is waking up, flowing and giving me energy. Like Medusa got the snake on her, lighting up all of the chakras. Vortexes we were made with them. Came a long way from where I was. Had to escape, couldn't stay with them. Are you woke or are you really woke? I ain't talking about the measles coach. All this meditation, golden flower. Got the surfing on my fitted though. Chaka pot, I'm going through the waves. High awakening like I'm Doctor Strange. Got me thinking while outside the brain. By myself, I'm going through the maze. Kundalini awakening. All the power I obtaining it. Yeah, I be writing scripts. All the pictures I be painting them. Epiphanies I be making them. Universes I be thinking them. All these visions I be seeing. Kundalini awakening. All the power I obtaining it. Yeah, I be writing scripts. All the pictures I be painting them. Epiphanies I be making them. Universes I be thinking them. All these visions I be seeing them. Self-love, yeah, it's mandatory. Use my mind like a laboratory. Heal myself like it's medicine. Alchemist in all these categories. Trials and tribulations make the story. Enlightenments that'll give us glory. Breathing prana when I exhale. Get rid of what is not there for me. Heart at peace and ain't nobody frowning. The universe is nothing but a conscience. Everything is what I manifested. So when I speak, I properly pronounce it. Everything in the cosmos. I'm the observer in the console. Kundalini flowing up. You can see the ghost snake on the crown jewels. Kundalini awakening. All the power I obtaining it. Yeah, I be writing scripts. All the pictures I be painting them. Epiphanies I be making them. Universes I be thinking them. All these visions I be seeing. Kundalini awakening. All the power I obtaining it. Yeah, I be writing scripts. All the pictures I be painting them. Epiphanies I be making them. Universes I be thinking them. All these visions I be seeing them. Yeah.